At palapit na nga po ng palapit ang official proceedings ng ating 46 PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Patuloy din tayo naghahanda dito sa taas at yung mga nando sa studio sa baba para nga po maumpisa na ang mga proceedings. Mag-margin pa rin kasama natin Coach Ryan Gregorio and of course the one and only Dominic Uy. Dami na natin napagkwentuhan mula kanina. This time around, isa pa sa gustong manggulat sa mundo ng PBA ang ating makikilala. At eto in the lower circuits, has made waves, has made a lot of noise. Kilalanin natin si Alvin Pasaon.
Siguro powerful siguro, i-describe ko yung game ko sa PBA. Diba yung maangas sa court lang naman yun na outside na iba na naman yung Alvin na makakilala nila. Ako si Alvin Pasaon, 6'2", forward from Davao City. Mabait akong tao, mapalatawa. Makakausap niyo ako pag nagkita tayo sa daan. Hindi ko kayo, hindi ko kayo echaperahin, kumbaga. Tapos pangarap ng tatay ko makapaglaro sa PBA. Kaso nga lang, syempre, diba, sa kahirapan. So, diba, hindi na pursue yung dreams niya na pupuntang PBA. So, siguro andito ako para ako magtuloy dun sa pangarap na na-outlook ng tatay ko na para, diba, makapasok sa PBA. I was always get advice ng tatay ko sa akin na galingan mo lang parati, do your best, na, diba, kailangan all out ka parati sa lahat ng games mo. Pagdating sa PBA, nag-change naman yung role mo kasi hindi naman talagang ikaw yung main scorer doon eh. So, gagawa ka ng paraan para makilala ka ng mga tao. So, sisimulan ko muna sa depensa ko, sa mga hustle, mga rebounds, simple things lang na kayang gawin para manalo yung isang team. Siyempre, na yung scoring ko. Pero, pipilitin ko talagang, gawin lahat, hustle, depensa. Siyempre sa PBA, madami na mga mas magagaling pa sa akin. Sa akin nilang pupunan ko na lang yung team na mapupuntahan ko kung saan sila mahina kung depensa, dodoblehin ko yung effort ko sa depensa kasi yun naman talaga yung kumbaga yun yung tinitignan ng ibang coaches sa akin na si Alvin more scoring lang, pero syempre papakita ko rin yung best ko sa defense kasi yun naman talaga yung una, defense naman tapos offense yung next. Sila Kuya Calvin, sila Kuya Bobelga. Yun yung mga excited akong makalaban pagdating sa PBA. Kasi syempre doon din masusukat, 'di ba? Kung saan yung kaya ko talaga pagdating sa PBA. Gusto ko naman lahat ng mga PBA players na magagaling, gusto kong makalaban sila. Halos sila lahat. Kasi sobrang excited na ako kasi, 'di ba? Gusto ko sila makalaban. So, ito din yung ultimate dream ng dad ko at saka mami ko na mapunta ako sa PBA. Siguro ito na yung best time na yon na para, 'di ba? Ma-prove ko sa kanila na, 'di ba? Simple man tayo pero kaya naman natin lumaban papuntang PBA. So, best of luck na lang sa akin kung saan ako mag-draft.
Habang kanina pa tayo nagkikwentuhan over One Sports and PBA Rush, we now welcome in our live audience on TV5 para sa ating 46 PBA Draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Mag-umarjon kasama si Dominic Uy, Coach Ryan Gregorio, and right now, we send it over to the floor with Carlo Pamintuan.
Welcome to the PBA's 46 Gatorade Rookie Draft. But before we officially start our proceedings, let us first meet our PBA Board of Governors, starting out with PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall. Also joining us is the Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Ricky Vargas of the TNT Tropang Giga. Vice Chairman of the Board, Mr. Bobby Rosales of the Terra Firma Jeep. Our Treasurer of the Board of Governors, Mr. Dicky Bachman of the Alaska Aces. Mr. Al Francis Chua of Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel. Mr. Siliman C. of Blackwater, Bossing. Mr. Al Panlilio of the Meralco Bolts, represented by Team Manager Paolo Trillo. Mr. Rene Pardo of the Magnolia Hotshots Pambansang Manok, represented by Team Manager Alvin Patrimonio. Mr. Rodrigo Franco of the NLEX Road Warriors. Mr. Eric Arejola of North Fort Batang Pier. Attorney Raymond Zorilla of Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters. Mr. Robert Non of the San Miguel Beermen. And Attorney Mamerto Mondragon of the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters. We would also like to welcome the head coaches and some players of the 12 teams represented today to partake of this historic PBA draft. Let's start out with the Alaska Aces, represented by Mike Di Gregorio and Coach Jeffrey Carriazo. From Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel, L.A. Tenorio and Coach Tim Tone. From the Blackwater Bossing, Coach Nash Rosella and Basera Mer. From the Magnolia Hotshots Pambansang Manok, Coach Chito Victolero and Paul Lee. From the Meralco Bolts, Coach Norman Black and Chris Newsom. From North Fort Batang Pier, Coach Pido Harencio and Sean Anthony. From the NLEX Road Warriors, Coach Yeng Yao and Kevin Alax. From the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters, Coach Topex Robinson and Matthew Wright. From the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters, Coach Chris Gavina and Ray Nambata. From the San Miguel Beermen, Coach Leo Austria and Junmar Fajardo will join us a little later on. From the Terra Firma Jeep, Coach Jonadel Cardell and Rashawn McCarthy. And from the TNT Tropang Giga, Coach Shot Reyes and Jason Castro. And now we would like to call upon PBA Chairman Ricky Vargas of the TNT Tropang Giga to give us his welcoming remarks.
Good evening, and welcome to this draft. In 2020, the PBA overcame unprecedented times during a crisis never seen before in our lifetime. We succeeded because we brought out the best in each other. The PBA bubble, everyone sacrificed. Coaches, players were separated from their families. PBA staff members missed their loved ones. They couldn't be home for their wedding, anniversaries, and the birthdays of their children. But that was only way out to complete this mission, so the basketball-loving fans could continue watching the PBA safely from their homes. We are truly one family inside the bubble, for the game, for the fans, and for the country. The first professional league to do the bubble in Asia. Inspired by that Bayanihan spirit and determination to bring back basketball during the pandemic, the PBA will take on bigger challenges in 2021. We're getting ready for a two-conference season. We're determined to revisit, adapt, face squarely with reason and firmness the current issues the PBA faces in talent retention, player contracts, and policies that put the league at risk, including talent development for the good of the league, but more importantly, for the country. We're determined to grow and showcase the careers of our players as we continue to grow the league. Hand in hand, we are determined to bring the PBA back to financial health from past season. To our incoming rookies, welcome to the family. You enter the league at an historic time. You are the future stars of our league. The PBA is your platform to show and develop your skills. This is your home. To the Pba Board of Governors, it will be a privilege to serve as your chairman for the fourth time. I'm profoundly thankful for all your continued trust. It is an honor to lead this special group, because with this group, the bigger the challenge, the greater the response. The more daunting the task, the more our governors cooperate with one another, always working on solutions as a cohesive team, thinking of what's best for the game and its fans. To the PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall, our hard-working league staff, our team owners, our incredible players, and our beloved fans, I'm proud to work side by side with all of you and for all of you, because the PBA is our league. We sacrifice together, we grow together, we dream as one, we succeed as one. We remain confident and positive. We are inspired by what we can accomplish together, for as long as we remain stronger for one another in these extraordinary times. We shall create a brighter future for the PBA. Tuloy ang laban sa 2021. Thank you, maraming salamat po, and good evening.
Talaga, no? Sa dami ng pinagdaanan ng buong mundo, especially, more particularly, ng ating bayan, the PBA is still here, the PBA is still going strong, and the PBA is back with this first official event for 2021.
And Magu, you gotta remember, last year, everybody was looking at the PBA. Everybody was saying, oh, if the PBA can do it, then we can follow. And because of the cooperation of the Board of Governors and everybody that's included in the PBA, it was able to happen. And once again, the PBA is doing it front and center, so you gotta applaud everybody behind the league.
And the PBA is obviously part of our daily grinds. It's part of our life. We dream as one, we live as one. Those are great quote from
Coach Ryan Gregorio.
No. From PBA Board of Governor Ricky Vargas. So what we need to do at this point is to bring back a little bit of normalcy in our daily grinds. And the PBA, obviously, with it coming back, nagkakaroon tayo ng inspirasyon, nagkakaroon tayo ng motivation na makabalik sa dating gawi, PBA kasama sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay.
Very well said, mga sirs. And to move us forward and to inch us closer to the draft proper, let's send it back downstairs to Carlo Pamintua.
Thank you, Magu. Now it's time to officially start the draft proceedings of your 46th PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft. We begin our draft proceedings with a special Gilas draft. Now, we'll do it like what we did last season with 4 players choosing to be a part of the Gilas Pilipinas training pool. and it will be selected amongst the top 4 teams in our draft order this year, with Terra Firma, Northport, and Lex and TNT making the picks. We're ready to start our special Gilas draft, starting with Terra Firma G.
Terra Firma G picks Jordan Headings.
Jordan heading over to Terra Firma, but not just yet dahil ito nga po is special Gilas draft pa. Dom, you like this pick?
I definitely like this pick. You look at Jordan Heading, from what we've seen from the tapes, from what he's played, good pick and roll player, can shoot, can control the tempo, and you always want to be able to have a guy that can control and do that and provide multiple things for your team.
And is a very good open court basketball player too. His player comparison is Jared Dillinger. You all know what Jared Dillinger can bring on the table for your team. A lot of hustle, a lot of also perimeter shooting, a lot of inside incursions, and also toughness on the defensive end. He will definitely be part of of course, initially Batang Gilas, but now with our men's Gilas team under Coach Tab Baldwin.
Not just yet, Jordan Heading, of course, as you mentioned. You guys are going to be preparing at the SBP, of course, si Coach RG. Hindi lang kakwentuhan natin dito, napakabigat din ang papel syempre ni Coach RG. You guys are going to be preparing for the OQT, but even before that, yung FIBA Asia qualifiers.
And a lot of activities in the next few months for Gilas Pilipinas. You've mentioned our OQT. Another thing is our Window 3. All these will happen in June. And as early as Monday, we're heading to the bubble once again, this practice bubble in Inspire.
Speaking of heading, I think he's now going to be joined by our 5th member, Miss Carla Lizardo.
Hi, Jordan. Congratulations. You've come full circle back with the national team, and you gained international experience beforehand. So how do you think you've grown as a player?
I think I've grown a lot. I've learned from a lot of really great coaches and a lot of really great other players that I've been able to take a lot of lessons from. And I plan to bring that with me with Gilas and when I get to the PBA as well.
And what should everyone expect when you play for Gilas once again?
I think they can just expect me to really play my hardest and bring a positive attitude in everything that I do. Whatever Coach Tab needs of me, I'm gonna do just that, and I'm gonna try my best to play my role and do what's needed of me.
All right, thank you so much, Jordan. Once again, congratulations. Back to you, Carlo.
Thank you so much.
Now making the second pick of this special Gilas draft is Northport Batang Pier.
Northport picks William Nabarro.
Will Nabarro from the Ateneo, one of those stand-up guys, one of those guys na kahit anong gusto mong pagawa, from a coaching perspective, I guess, gagawin ng batang to.
Silent operator. He works well in a system. We saw that when he was playing for Ateneo de Manila University. Will not really demand the ball, but will always play good basketball. Off the ball, will get offensive rebounds, will set good screens, and not only that, he is a winner. And if you're a team trying to rebuild, you always want to put in positive players with positive energy to complement your present roster.
Well, you look at him also, you look at the size that Will Nabarro brings. You look at the guy that has a winning attitude. Like you said, Coach Ryan, that's very important. If a team that's trying to look for those winning combinations, those winning ways, that winning culture in daily practices, this is a guy that you want to add to your team.
More importantly, in international basketball, Coach RG, hindi nga pwedeng puro superstar. You need guys like this. You need guys who understand systems and can run it.
Yes, and usually what happens there is if you're playing an offensive system, there will be screeners, there will be a lot of guys moving without the ball, and that is where Will Nabarro will come in handy because, again, he will not demand that basketball.
So yan nga po, no? Will Nabarro will be joining Gilas Pilipinas, of course, pero his rights are now with the Northport Batang Pier pagka sumampa na to ng PBA kalaunan, si Coach Pido sigurado matutuwa.
Oh, definitely. And Coach Pido is a guy that will be able to bring out, this guy's game because he also looks at the players and his motivation. He's very good. He's a player's coach. If you look at
Puso Pride Palaban.
So this is something you can really see that what Coach Pido is looking for. He's very familiar with these types of players, and if he gets a scorer, he knows what to do. But he can also make a lot of these guys, a lot of role players, be able to get into a position that will make them better.
At si Will Nabarro kasama po ngayon ni Carla Lizardo.
Well, congratulations. I know that your former teammate Isaac Go helped you come to the decision to join this special draft. Can you tell us a bit more about that conversation you had with Isaac?
I mean, si Isaac kasi super talino niya. Like, lahat ng mga kailangan ko, he's always there to help me. So, ayun, yung mga advices niya sa akin, I'm sure na magagamit ko yun.
And I know that this is a special moment for you because you're doing this to also help your dad. Can you tell us the story of, what this would mean to help your family?
I mean, syempre tumatanda na rin sila. So I just want to give back and help them as much as I can.
Well, thank you so much. We can't wait to see you in action for Gilas Pilipinas. Back to you, Carlo.
Now making the third pick of the special Gilas draft are the NLEX Road Warriors.
NLEX Road Warriors pick Chaddi Rangel for number 3 in the Gilas draft.
Chaddi Rangel. Of course, first heading over to Gilas Pilipinas, but his rights will now be with the NLEX Road Warriors and Coach Yen Gia.
You look at the NLEX Road Warriors, obviously they want to shore up. They want to be able to get a big man, and this guy is big. He's obviously a guy that's a serviceable big man, even if he comes in today. And you understand that Coach Yang Giao, he likes these types of guys that can play inside, outside. And one thing that Coach Yang is really good at is a guy is young and promising. He'll be able to bring out that talent, be able to give him opportunities. End of the day, if you play for Coach Yang, if you're not able to reach your potential, it's not his fault.
And another thing that is very important is someone who can match up against the taller players in the league. Say a Junmar Fajardo, at least 6 fouls you can give easily. A Greg Slaughter, a vastly improved Greg Slaughter, or even a Christian Stan Hardinger. And that is why Rangel will be part of the rotation of Coach Hengao eventually. But so far, he will be needed for Gilas Pilipinas because of his length, his height, and his shooting touch from the outside.
3 down, one last special Gilas draft pick to go, and Carlo is ready on the floor.
Making the final selection of the special Gilas draft will be the TNT Tropang Giga.
TNT Katropa picks JD Tonka.
From the UP Fighting Maroons, JD Tonka has been selected by the TNT Katropa. Pero syempre sa inyo muna makakasama sa Gilas Pilipinas.
This is going to be the sleeper of this 4 players because from my understanding is we got JD Tonka because of his ability to bring the ball down. Remember, he is 6'2", 6'3", meaning if you're a point guard in international competitions, you will have an advantage guarding taller opponents, and not only that, also has a lot of advantage because of his reach, also because of his ability to put the ball down and blow by his defenders. This guy will be an important player for Gilas Pilipinas.
Oh, you look at JD Tonka, like Coach Ryan said, obviously internationally he will be somebody that you can use. Can you imagine more so in the PBA? This guy basically can put the ball on the floor, can shoot a 3-point shot, and because he's tall and can play multiple positions, that's something that really in the game of basketball right now, if you can play multiple positions, that is a distinct advantage because now coaches can do different combinations. It doesn't matter which part of the game.
And JD is ready with Miss Carla.
JD, congratulations. This is a very unique situation. How does it feel to celebrate this big moment in your life with your loved ones around you?
Sobrang saya kasi naabot ko na yung dream ko. Ito yung pinaka-dream ko mag-PBA, makalala sa PBA. Saka syempre para sa family ko, sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa akin. yung mayor ng Santa Rosa, tsaka congressman si Dan Fernandez, tsaka lahat, Medina family, lahat na sumusuporta sa akin dito para marating yung PBA.
At alam ko naging challenging yung last year. Marami kang opportunities na na-cancel. How do you want to maximize this opportunity with Gilas?
Wala na yun eh. Yung mga pass na nangyari sa akin, yung mga na-cancel sa Japan. Focus na ako nung meron ngayon. Tsaka ibigay ko yung best ko.
Thank you so much, JD, and congratulations. Back to you, Magu.
And while we all knew all four of those guys would be going to Gilas Pilipinas, ikaw ba, Coach RG, masaya ka sa napuntahan nilang PBA team?
Oh, yes. And obviously they have a place, especially when they get the necessary international experience playing for Gilas, and also the system under Coach Jong with Chico and Coach Tab Baldwin. It will help them get ready as soon as they enter the PBA.
I think it's definitely an advantage for both the PBA team and Gilas, to be able to let these guys play and already be able to get, whenever you play international basketball, it raises your level right away. Not just because of the practices, but the games, and just coming into a situation that you're not familiar. I think, end of the day, it's win-win for everybody.
So the the special Gilas draft is done. Pero po, on the other side of this break, mag-uumpisa na formally ang 46th PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. And here we go. Yung pong mga lifelong dreams ng 86 hopefuls, matutuloy na ba ngayong hapon? Alamin natin sa pagpapatuloy ng 46th PBA Draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Mag-umarjan pa rin, Dominic Uy is here, as well as Coach Ryan Gregorio. And on the floor, dun po sa baba sa ating studio, si Carlo Puamintuan, handa na rin po.
Now, we start the regular part of the 46th PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft. Making the first selection is Terra Firma G.
Terra Firma G picks Joshua Munzone.
No surprise there, Joshua Munzone picked first overall in 2021.
You look at this guy, I mean, he can basically do everything, especially offensively. Joshua Munzone, 3 points. I mean, he can score, he can go take the three-point shot, go left, go right, can attack. And what I really like about him is he's comfortable having that basketball, that he's a go-to guy, more than willing to do it. In the D-League, 49 points, if I'm not mistaken, was his best game. And you look at him, every game he's pounding, he's grinding, he's aggressive. This is a kid that really wants to be able to make a name for himself, not tomorrow, but now.
Well, what we have right now is a guy who can just demand the ball and run the offense for Terra Firma. Remember, they just traded CJ Perez, a guy who was averaging 20 points per ball game this first season, almost 24 points per ball game in the last season, and now he's being compared to a McCarthy, also his teammate here in Terra Firma. So you have three guys now, Adams, McCarthy, and Munzone. Three guys who can easily break anybody down, who can shoot because of their toughness and their ability to put the ball down, and just an awesome professional scorer whenever they need baskets.
At simulat sa pool yung chemistry between Munzone and Adams should be there. They have played together in the past. And this guy, Joshua Munzone, he has made waves. He has made so much noise in the lower rung leagues already, especially in the world of 3x3.
And you look at the energy is very, whenever you come into the league, you're a rookie. Obviously, the veterans are like, they'll size you up. They want to be able to see, okay, is this guy tough? So the first thing they're going to do is be physical. And this kid, because of 3x3, he knows, understands the physicality. So that's already, you cross that out of the list in terms of him being able to make it in the league.
Alam mo kung sino unang magsa-size up sa kanya dito sa PBA stage? Si Miss Carla. Ready na.
Joshua Moonzone, our #1 overall pick. You've got that big smile on your face. How special is this moment for you?
Oh, man, it's everything. I think, my journey leading me up to this point, I'm just super honored, super excited to be in this position, and I'm ready to come in and get to work.
And you have a lot of experience. You've played internationally, and you made your mark everywhere you go. How would you want to make your mark with Terafirma Jeep?
I just want to come in and contribute and, be a good teammate and be somebody who works hard and, be a good example on and off the court. And, just continue to get better and better myself.
Thank you so much, Joshua. We're really excited to see you in the PBA. Once again, congratulations. Our #1 overall pick, Joshua Munzone. Back to you, Carlo.
Now ready to make overall #2 selection of the 46 PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft is Northport Batang Pier.
Northport pick Jamie Malonzo.
Malonzo goes second overall. You see the hats being distributed. You see the pounding there. Must be a special moment for this young man.
And what I like about this guy is his athleticism. He can practically jump out of the gym. Give him that ball in transition situations, he will score. Give him that lob, he will sky high and dunk it. This is just an incredible athlete, and is going to be a very important player as well for Northport.
You look at this guy, he's versatile, he's long, he's athletic. And what you like about him, he's got some experience as well outside. Not just, in the smaller leagues, not just the UAAP, but this guy is also excited to be able to be playing. And this is one guy that you can use right away. Player comparison was Gabe Norwood. I think he possibly is the most athletic all around in the draft.
And what is nice is, yes, he's got the athleticism similar to that of Gabe. But I think with his 16 points per ball game when he was playing for DLSU, that speaks volumes of the kind of offensive threat he can be in the PBA.
Yun yung pinaka-importante, binabanggit nyo ng dalawa kanina pa, no? Yung instant impact. What you can do right away, that's what you expect from high draft picks like this. Let's meet Jamie Malonzo with Carla Lizardo.
Jamie, congratulations. You are our #2 overall pick for this year's PBA Rookie Draft. And I know that you're more than ready to play for Northport. You've been working on your game in the States. How much have you grown since you started?
I could say I feel like I prepare myself well. I'm excited to showcase what I can do, showcase, just being an impact for my team early. So, yeah, just getting excited for what I can do with my new team.
And I know that you also have a good relationship with Coach Danny Siegel. What was his advice to you as you, made your move to enter the draft?
Oh, yeah, I probably just got off the phone with him a few seconds ago, but he's always just shooting me advice. He's a veteran. He's gone through it for almost 20 years now. So, he's had his career, and I'm just excited to tell him, it's my time now, so.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jamie. Congratulations. Back to you, Carlo.
Now we're ready to make the 3rd overall pick of this draft are the NLEX Road Warriors.
For the #3 pick, NLEX Road Warriors choose Calvin Ortana.
Calvin Ortana. Heading over to the NLEX Road Warriors. Still no surprises through 3 picks. This kid sinasabing complete, isa sa mga complete package dito.
Well, you like this kid. Why? Because he's a good floor spacer. He can shoot from the outside, runs the floor well. And, you know, he will make his teammates better, but he will also gather or get from his teammates because he does move the ball and moves well without that basketball. And because this kid is somebody that really looks at being able to improve his craft and not take away from everybody, perfect in the system of coaching.
Player comparison, JV Mocon. We all understand what JV was able to do in the PBA. He was not only asked to score, he was also there to get offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, and defend as well. And what is nice about Ortana is his range. Remember that he is 6'4". He can play the 4 spot, he can drop down to the 3 spot, he can shoot that 3 with impunity, and that is exactly what Coach Sheng needs for his team.
So the San Beda Red Lions have produced yet another PBA player who is promising to have a huge impact right here, right now. Kasama siya ni Carla.
Calvin, congratulations! At mukhang ready na kayo mag-celebrate. Sino ba yung kasama mo ngayon?
I'm with Nelly family and mga dating teammates ko. Tsaka wala yung family, so naka-virtual lang kami. They're always in my heart, sa suporta nila. Tsaka yung former coach ko. I'm super excited, tsaka sobrang blessed ko na umabot ako sa posisyon na to.
I'm sure that everyone is really, really excited to see what you can bring. We all know you're a proven winner, NCAA MVP, 3-time champion. Paano mo madadala yung winning culture pagpasok mo sa PBA?
Madadala ko to simula sa training namin sa bagong team ko. Blessed ako na sa bagong team ko. Sobrang excited ako sa training namin.
Thank you so much, Calvin. Excited rin kaming makita ka sa PBA. So once again, congratulations. We'll leave you to celebrate with your friends and with your loved ones. Back to you, Carlo.
Trading up to the 4th spot and now ready to announce their pick are the TNT Tropang Giga.
TNT Tropang Giga picks Mikey Williams.
Mikey Williams heading over to the TNT Tropang Giga. This guy, talk about being an impact player. You are very familiar with this guy, though.
Well, you look at Mikey Williams, I think he's possibly the best point guard in the draft right now. He's tough. He's played all over, and he's got that experience. You talk about a guy who wants to be able to take that spot. You look at him being picked by TNT. You know, a point guard, obviously it's still Jason Castro's team, but you need somebody to be able to play hand-in-hand with Jason Castro. I think Mikey Williams is the guy for them. Can shoot from the outside, can attack, very aggressive, can finish strong. Just such a huge upside for Mikey Williams.
In best case situation, Stanley Pringle. What a comparison for Mikey Williams. But he obviously is packed with so much talent. He can dribble, can use a lot of ball screens, similar to Stan Pringle. Can also shoot that 3 when left wide open. He can also break down his defender on one-on-one situations. So, great pick for Tropang Giga.
Comparison mo yung best player of the conference kagad no nakaraang bubble. That should be a lot of pressure on this young man's shoulders. Kamustahin natin siya with Miss Carla.
Mikey, congratulations. I know that ahead of the draft, you kind of heard news that TNT was interested in you and you will be joining them. So what are you most excited about heading into the upcoming season?
Oh, it's been a surreal moment. I'm just blessed to be in this position. Thankful. I'm looking forward to work.
Oh.
And I know that your dad was actually an athlete as well. So he used to be a track star, and he also played football. So what kind of advice did he give you when you said that you wanted to go pro?
He just told me to stick with it and just stay aggressive in whatever you do, and just supported me along the way every single day. And he's been here ever since, and I'm just thankful for all the advice that he's given me, and I'm just going to continue to work and get better, and I'm looking forward to it.
And who would you want to dedicate this moment to?
I definitely dedicate it to my family, definitely my mother. I know she's watching me from above, and she's proud of me, and then definitely my girlfriend and all my friends.
Thank you so much, Mikey. Congratulations. Back to you, Carlo.
Now ready to pick at number 5 are the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters.
Rainy Shine, the last two painters select Leonard Santillan.
So Leonard Santillan heading over to Rainer Shine. Pinakamalaking bagay dyan, bago rin yung head coach doon. So this might be a nice early marriage for the two of them.
And you like this guy. You look at this guy, you see what he can do. He's also had some experience playing outside for Mighty Sports. Hardworking big man, willing to get down and dirty, but also has a good, decent outside game. And this kid, understands again what needs to be done in the PBA with the new coach, with Coach Chris Gavina, and the guys in Rain or Shine right now, the big men. He can really complement these guys because he can run up and down the floor as well.
And the 5th best 3x3 player in our country too. So that means he packs himself with a lot of bruising action, physicality will be part of his calling card. And not only that, he's also a perimeter shooter. You cannot leave him wide open. So that is also very helpful to any offensive system.
Si Santi, makakakwentuhan ni Carla.
Santi, congratulations. I'm sure tuwang-tuwa kayo dyan ngayon. Sino ba yung kasama mo during the special moment?
Kasama ko si yung wife ko, yung anak ko, tsaka yung kapitbahay namin, tsaka si Coach Brett. Ayan, coach.
Ano yung naramdaman mo nang narinig mo that you will be joining Rain or Shine? What would you want to bring to your new team?
Talagang una, pinakabahan talaga ako. Pero nung tinawag na, sobrang saya ko. Gagawin ko yung best ko para mapanalo yung team.
Maraming salamat, Santi. Congratulations. Back to you, Carlo.
And now closing out the first half of our first round in your 46th PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft, selecting 6th overall are the Alaska Aces.
For the 6th pick, Alaska Aces chooses Benedict Adamos.
Head coach Jeffrey Carriazo announcing the selection of this young man, Adamos.
Ben Adamos guy can run the floor. Obviously, if you look at the Alaska Aces, they need to be able to build that front line. They have Abu Trotter, they have Barkley Ibonia, another young guy coming in for them. So they're trying to solidify that big man rotation. In the offseason, they got Yusef Taha. But this guy brings a different type of big man for the Alaska Aces. And, for Coach Jeff, he's made some positive moves already in terms of how they played in the bubble. So he's putting in the pieces to be able to take Alaska to that next level.
6'7". And not only that, he has great footwork. Similar to a Jervy Cruz, he can also shoot the three-point shot. So that means he can bring his defender further away from the basket, and he can also be a rim protector. Those are precisely the things that Coach Jeff Carriazo saw. That is why he drafted Adams.
Carla, take it away.
Ben, sigurado ako na hindi naging madali yung decision to decide to skip your final year and jump to the pros. Ano ba yung naging deciding factor kung bakit ka sumali na sa draft? Ben, we can't hear you right now. Baka naka-mute lang yung call.
Yun nga.
Ayan.
Yun nga, yung kay Coach Frankie, in-advise niya ako na magpa-draft na for this coming draft season. Kasi parang nakita niya naman na nag-improve ako this year.
Ano yung gusto mong dalhin sa Alaska Aces?
Siguro, kung ano yung kulang sa team, tutulungan ko yung team. Tapos, syempre kailangan buong team magkakasama-sama.
Maraming salamat, Ben. Congratulations. Back to you, Magu.
Thank you, Carla. How many times has that happened to you in this past 12 months? Yung nakamute ka bigla. Mamute na po lahat. Mamute na po lahat. Wag lang si Coach RG. Wag lang si Coach RG. Kalahati pa lang tayo ng ating first round. We've got 6 more teams picking sa aming pagbabalik. 6 na pangarap na ang natupad in the first half of the first round ng ating 46 PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Magumar John, Dominic Goy, Coach Ryan Gregorio. Any surprises here? Joshua Munzone went first, Jamie Malonzo second, Calvin Ortana pumangatlo, Mikey Williams went fourth, Santi Santillan to rain or shine at 5, and Benedict Adamos, the 6'7" guy, to Alaska at 6.
I'm still 6 out of 6.
Enough said? Nakamute si Dominic Uy. Balik na lang tayo kay Carlo.
Holding steady with the 7th pick, Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters.
For the 7th pick, the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters selects Larry Muyang.
The big man out of Letran will be joining Coach Topex and Phoenix. This brings a lot of toughness.
Brings a lot of size. I really like this guy. You know, you can say that he may be a little bit undersized in terms of the height, but he's a hard worker. He's a guy that's willing to mix it up. He's a guy that fits Coach Topex Robinson basketball so well. You know they like to play physical. You know that they like to get up in your face. You know that he will give opportunities to his players. I think good fit for Coach Topex and Larry Muyang.
J.R. Kinyahan, of course, when you talk about the toughness of a J.R. or even a big boy Belga, you combine the quick action or quick moves together with their body weight and body size, and that is what Muyang actually can bring to the team of Coach Topex Robinson. And Coach Topex has done tremendous things for Phoenix. His credibility is obviously on an all-time high, and that is why I believe he knows exactly what he's getting in Muyang. He needs a toughness, he needs shooting from the outside, he needs rebounding because he also lost Dave Marcelo.
So ito pong si Miss Carla ngayon. Ikaw, kamustahin si Larry Muyang?
Larry, dahil sa sitwasyon ngayon, kakaiba, via Zoom muna tayo mag-uusap at kasama mo yung family mo, katabing-katabi mo sila. Tell us about this moment. Ano yung naging reaction ng family mo nang natawag yung pangalan mo? I think baka naka-mute ka or mababa yung volume. Baka try natin lakasan. Ayan.
Sobrang saya nila, lalong-lalo na ako. Nila talaga yung inspiration ko, kaya excited na ako sa pro.
At alam natin na Kapampangan ka, maraming magagaling na PBA player mula sa Pampanga. Paano mo gustong ituloy tong legacy na to kasama ng Phoenix?
Siguro yung mga Kapampangan na pumasok sa pro, siguro kung anong ginagawa nila, yung gagawin ko sa team ko ngayon.
Thank you so much, Larry. Congratulations. Back to you, Carlo.
And now making their second selection of the first round at number 8, Terafirma G.
Terafirma G picks Ado Lapot.
Coach Jonadel Cardel going for the largest hopeful on this Sunday afternoon.
Oh, James Lapot, you look at him. Obviously, the tallest guy is 6'10". They see something that they can do with him. He's a guy that, you know, he's a decent interior defender, and I think potentially could be a force down low. If you look at a team where he should be able to go or is a great fit for him, Terafirma, because you know they're lacking in size. They don't have that one big guy, so they're going to be patient with him. They're going to work with him. And this is something that I feel is also a good pick for Terafirma.
And every time you draft players or get players from the free agency, you always want someone who can match up against Junmar Fajardo, Greg Slaughter, and even Christian Standhardinger. This guy is 6'10", and you know that he's got great basketball intelligence. He can also match up against those guys on a single coverage. And his player comparison is Yusef Taha. You all know Yusef Taha. Tough player who can bang bodies inside. He will be a perfect fit for Terafirma.
At alamin natin if he is going to be up to the task. Are we going to Carlo or Carla? Carla.
Picking at number 9 are the Meralco Bolts.
Number 9, Malonso Bolts take Alvin Pasol.
Ano?
Pasol.
There you go. Now heading over to the Meralco Bulls. This guy, he's one of those guys, Don, sinasabi nila, he was just born to score.
Yes, I mean, this guy, you know, anybody that knows him knows that he can score. Everybody knows him, knows that he likes the physicality. He has great moves. Some people compare him to Noli Locsin, but can you imagine now, for Meralco, Bong Quinto and Alvin Pasol at the same time?
And this is the same guy who scored 50 points in a UAAP game.
And let's not talk about who he scored it against.
It's against
De La Salle.
Noli Locsin, we've mentioned that. Great find, of course, for Coach Norman Black. This guy is one of the more popular players in the draft. Everybody knows this guy. He is big in terms of his heft and his weight. But make no mistake about it, this guy is quick.
Yun nga, no? Kaya sinasabing pwedeng Noli Locsin. Maybe even a shorter version of Big Bo Belga as we send it back down to Carla.
Alvin, congratulations. Alam natin lahat that you can shoot the lights out. Ano pa yung gusto mong dalhin sa bago mong team na ang Meralco Bolts?
Siyempre, unang-una, nagpapasalamat muna ako sa Diyos kasi yun nga, binigay yung opportunity na madrap ako sa PBA. So, yung mga contribute ka lang sa bago kong team, which Meralco is, siyempre, yung depensa naman kailangan kong dalhin sa kanila. Kasi, siyempre, yun naman yung parate, depensa muna bago opensa. So, yun naman siguro sa step ni Coach Norm.
At kwento mo nga na pangarap rin ng daddy mo maging PBA player. So, ano yung feeling ngayon na ikaw yung nakatupad ng pangarap na yon?
Hindi ako my dad, sobrang saya, sigurong saya ng daddy ko sa Davao ngayon, ng nanay ko kasi ito na yung pinapangarap ng daddy ko nung, siyempre hindi pa ako pinapanganak kasi yun yung dream niya maging basketball player, someday maging PBA player. So, siguro ako muna magtutuloy sa ngayon.
Congratulations, Alvin. Carlo?
And now we're ready to make the 10th pick of our first round. Coach Chito Victorero of the Magnolia Hotshots from Bansang Manok.
Magnolia Hotshots from Bansang Manok selects Jeric Ahanmisi.
Took the UAP by storm. He was spectacular at Adamson, and now he will be plying his trade on the PBA stage.
Well, one of the best shooters in this draft right now, Jeric Ahanmisi. If you know the story about Jeric Ahanmisi, remember the assistant coach for Adamson when he played for Adamson, Ren Ritualo, and he would work with Ren every day, and you could see that he really was able to work on the shooting of Jeric Ahanmisi. So very exciting times for Magnolia.
A natural floor spacer. They have Calvin Abueva, someone who is so comfortable slashing and will demand a lot of coverage on defense. So it is important that as soon as somebody penetrates inside, defense collapses, you have to have a safety valve pass and no less than a shooter in Ahanmisi. So great pick for Coach Chito Victorero. He will be part of the rotation of Magnolia for sure.
But that comes with a lot of pressure, joining a storied franchise like that. Let's see if he's up to the challenge with Carla Lizard.
Jeric, congratulations. Who are you celebrating with right now?
With my brother right now and my girlfriend. We're just excited to start this next journey in my career, and we're definitely going to have a great time with playing with all of you.
And I know that this is a dream come true for both you and Mav to be playing in the PBA together. So are you going to beat him the first time you guys face off?
I'm going to do my best. Hopefully our team will pull out the win. And I know that he's not going to give up, and we're going to have a great competition while we play.
Well, we can't wait to see that brotherly rivalry in the PBA. Congratulations to Jeric. Back to you, Carlo.
Now we're ready to make the second selection, their second selection of the first round. Coach Pba Board announces the pick for Northport Batang Pier.
Northport selects Troy Wright.
Will be a member of the Batang Pier.
Again, another good pick for Coach Pba Board. This is a guy with a very high IQ, also familiar with 3x3. Guy that Coach Pido, You look at him, how he coaches, he likes the physicality. This guy will not demand that basketball. This guy will know how to move that without that ball, but also can shoot from the outside. And again, winning attitude, winning culture. This is what you want to bring to Northport for Coach Pido.
He's got experience. He was able to play international basketball in US NCAA Division I. Their first pick was Malonzo, and now they have Troy Reich. So that means they have an inside-outside attacker at this point, and the length. They need badly because of the absence, of course, of Stan Hardinger, who is an active guy inside the paint. Of course, they have Greg Slaughter, but can you imagine a Greg Slaughter combined with Troy Reich? Inside-outside attack, because Troy Reich can also shoot consistently from the perimeter.
It should be exciting times ahead para dito sa Northport Batang Pier as we send it back to Carla.
Troy, congratulations. You've got that international experience, the 3x3 experience. How will you use these moments in your life to help your new team in Northport?
Yeah, like you mentioned, I think I have some good experience competing at a high level. So I'm just going to come in. There's a lot of talented guys on this team, and I think I'll be able to, just slot in, play hard, and hopefully help the team win.
And who is the PBA player that you're most excited to go up against?
Ooh, I don't know about go up against. It's hard to say because it's not really my position, but Gabe Norwood's always someone I've looked up to in the league. So to share the court with him, probably won't be guarding each other, but that's definitely one guy I'm looking forward to facing.
Thank you so much, Troy. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you in the league. Carlo?
And now, to close out our first round, we welcome Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel.
Ginebra picks Ken Holmquist.
Pagdating ng kalaunan, Ken Holmquist joining Barangay Ginebra.
We know Coach Tim usually will pick, if there's a tall guy that's available, he will go to that. And you look at the people that he's developed. So if you look at Ken Holmquist, we saw him play for FEU for a little bit, this perimeter game. Raw talent, has a size to be able to help off the bench. Can you imagine now the front line of Barangay Ginebra with this guy? They know he's a project. They know that he needs to work with Coach Kirk with his fundamentals to be able to get him strong, to be able to get him quicker as well. So I think, again, a good pick for Ginebra and a good being picked by Barangay Ginebra for Ken Holmquist.
And Ken, so that I will not make a mistake, player comparison, Ken Bono. And Ken Bono has a lot of toughness also. So for Coach Tim Cohn and Barangay Ginebra, they want someone who they can match up against again. Junmar Fajardo and now Greg Slaughter.
And si Ken, kasama ni Carla.
Ken, congratulations on making it to the PBA and joining Barangay Ginebra. After your stint with the Tamaraws, you went back to Norway. What made you decide to take the leap of faith and try your luck with the PBA this year?
I was just thinking that, it's now or never. I'm not getting any younger, so I'm trying to make basketball as my career and see how it goes. Just do my best every day, get better every day.
And we all know how much the fans love Barangay Ginebra. What can they expect from you when you join the league?
Well, they can expect that I'm just going to work on my game every day and be the best player that I can be, just to help the team out and just to get individually better every day.
Thank you so much, Ken. Congratulations. Magu?
Thank you, Carla. Coach RG, halfway through kanina, you were 6 for 6. How is your batting percentage now?
Well, probably 10 out of 12. There were names that I did not expect will make it in the first round, but obviously they deserve it. And it's really up to the coaches. They scouted so well, and I'm certain they have specific function for the players that they drafted.
Silipin natin, Dom, how this first round went down, but that will be after this break. At patuloy nga po ang ating pagtutok sa 46th PBA Draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Magu Marjon, Coach Ryan Gregorio, Dominic Uy, coming to you live on TV5, One Sports, PBA Rush, at sa iba't ibang social media natin on Facebook and of course on the ESPN website. Nakaisang round na po tayo dito sa ating 2021 draft. Silipin natin so far who has been picked up. Joshua Munzone, to nobody's surprise, was picked top overall.
Well, obviously, you could see what the Terra Firma was going for. They went for Joshua Munzone, a known scorer, somebody that can really help them today. Northport, again, also choosing Jamie Malonso. They wanted the size, a guy that's very athletic, a guy that can really change things for them. And let's go with Ortana. Mikey Williams, I feel, is a really great pick for TNT. Rain or shine with Santi Santillan. They need him. And then Ben Adamos for the Alaska Aces.
And for Phoenix, Larry Muyang picked at number 7. And after that, Terra Firma, once again, their second pick in the first round, James Laput. And a lot of surprises after that. But for Meralco Bulls, they were able to get a scoring machine in Pasaon.
Talagang hindi kayo umabot sa 12 ba?
Kay Ken.
Yeah.
Ken Holmquist.
Ayun yung talaga. So, yung first round, usually, ito yung inaasahan mo na may instant impact. Pero, pagka hindi natawag yung pangalan mo sa first round, hindi pa po tapos ang lahat dyan. Dahil throughout the history of the PBA, ang dami na po na second round or later na napakaganda ang naging impact sa ating liga. Puwera lang po, syempre, si Dominic Uy. Ito, nung
second round pa lang kasi pinag-uusapan mo eh.
PJ Simon, 43rd overall.
That was the best draft class so far.
Nauna si Dominic Luisan, pero kita mo naman, pang-alamat na rin talaga ang naging career neto ni PJ. Jimmy Alapag, of course, was the 10th overall pick by TNT. Larry Funasher, who would ever forget the Rookie of the Year coming from the second round from Coach Yang Giao, as well as Jeff Chan, 17th overall yan. Aaron Black, just last bubble, most outstanding rookie and 18th overall pick ng Meralco Bulls.
So basically, it tells you, it doesn't matter if you don't get picked in the first round, if you get picked in the second or even the third, or even PJ Simon, right? All the way down there, it doesn't really matter. It's what you bring to the team, what you bring to the table, and how the coaches will give you an opportunity to be able to show your talent.
And I just have to say this. Back in 1989, we have to mention his name. Ato Diarombam Agustin was picked in the second round, 11th overall, and he was once our MVP.
That was just 3 years after that. 1992 nag-MVP si Atombam, di ba? If I'm not mistaken, ano? So double check natin yan. As we send it back downstairs for the second round with Carlo.
Welcome back to the 46th PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft, and now the team that picked last in the first round is also the first team to pick here in the second round. We welcome back Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel.
Ginebra picks Brian Enriquez.
Going with Brian Enriquez from William Woods University. What do we know about this guy?
Well, he's a good perimeter. He's got a good perimeter game with a good understanding of the basketball game, and I think that's very important with Coach Tim. Why? Because he plays a system. You need to be able to understand your role. You need to be able to get into something that he will ask you to do, and we need to be able to understand it. And we know Coach Tim is one of those guys that he's a teacher.
So Brian Enriquez will be joining ang Barangay Ginebra San Miguel, just champions of the recently concluded Philippine Cup in the bubble. Tignan natin anong ine-expect niya para sa kanyang sarili as he joins Carla.
Congratulations, Brian. We know you also have some friends or family celebrating with you right now. Who's there with you right now?
My uncle, my cousin's here.
And what was the moment like when you found out that you were joining Barangay Ginebra?
I'm so excited for the opportunity. I want to thank Coach Tim Cohn and the Ginebra family for taking their chance on me. And I just feel blessed and grateful.
And a lot of people really want to watch you play. I know you're excited to also experience Filipino basketball culture. What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm just looking forward to just learning the culture and just experiencing it. I know basketball here is almost like a religion, So I'm just excited for the opportunity.
Well, you're definitely going to get a lot of fan love joining Barangay Ginebra. Brian, congratulations, and we'll see you in the PBA soon. Carlo?
Making their first selection of these proceedings And picking second in the second round, we welcome Coach Nash Ocella of Blackwater Bossing.
The Blackwater Bossings select Raymark Acuno.
So etong Blackwater, wala silang first round pick this season, but they are going back-to-back early here in the second.
Well, they picked a 6'7" guy who's played in the MPBL. You look at Raymark Acuno, obviously you look at the Blackwater, they're going for some size. Yeah. He's tall, he's a serviceable big man, which is exactly what Blackwater needs right now.
And they lost 3 guys because of a trade. They lost Mauricio, Don Troliano, and also Roy Sumang. They were also able to get Basera Mer via trade involving Mac Bello. So they have a steady point guard. What they need is a guy who can man the middle.
So kamustahin natin yan. Etong si Raymark as he will be joining Carla Lizardo.
Raymark, congratulations on getting picked by the Blackwater Bossings. Ano yung gusto mong ipakita at dalin para tulungan ang bago mong team?
Siguro po sa depensa, tapos pakikisama sa mga teammate. Yun lang po.
Raymark, sino yung PBA player na talagang pinapanood mo since bata ka?
Si Balingit po. Kasi taga-Lana din po si Balingit po eh.
And we are really excited to see you in the PBA. So congratulations, Raymark. We will see you with the Blackwater Bossing soon. Carlo?
So after busting everyone's mock drafts with that pick, we give it right back to Coach Nash Ocella and the Blackwater Bossing for the third pick of the second round.
The Blackwater Bossings select Joshua Toralba.
Now heading over to the Blackwater Bossing, Coach Nash Ocella building an interesting combination here, Dom.
Well, another guy came from De La Salle University, 6'2", combo guard, tough. You know, this guy, you can see now where Coach Nash is going. He obviously was able to see these guys in the MPBL, and he wants to be able to get guys that will be able to help him right away, guys who can get into his system. And I think Joshua Toralba definitely has something to give for Blackwater Bossing.
You mentioned it really well. Coach Nash coaches his team, and it's not like throw the ball inside and get out of the way. It's not like an open court kind of a basketball game. He exactly knows what he needs to make his system functional. And the players that he drafted, he was able to scout them in the previous leagues that they played in, and obviously they will be part and parcel of the future of Blackwater Bossings.
Balik tayo sa baba with Carla Janina.
Joshua, congratulations. We saw you in action with De La Salle University, and of course, you've also been performing really well heading into the draft. So what would you like to bring into the PBA now that you're joining the Blackwater Bossings?
First off, I just want to say, thank you to God and my mom, my dad, my brother AB, and Esther, my sister-in-law. Honestly, I'm trying to give my best. I know they picked me for a reason, and whatever role that Coach Nash wants me to complete, I'll definitely do that.
And what do you think are the traits that would make you stand out as a rookie?
I think I play both ways, so I think that's where my strength is. I can shoot the ball, and I can play defense. So I take pride in defense. So I'm willing to do that for the team.
Thank you, Joshua. We'll see that in action soon. Back to you, Carlo.
Now aiming to add another piece to their puzzle, we welcome back Coach Jeffrey Carriazo of the Alaska Aces.
Alaska Aces picks Taylor Brown.
Coach Jeff, all kinds of confidence behind this pick.
Well, you look at him, you look at Taylor Brown, a guy that, from the videos that we've seen, he's a great shooter, can catch and shoot, spot up, and also off the dribble. A lot of his videos, when you look at him, he's catching that basketball, he's knocking down threes, and you can see, it's kind of like Coach Nash Ocella, Coach Jeff Carriazo, moving towards the direction of putting in the pieces of the puzzle that he feels he needs moving to the next round.
Wide-bodied shooter who can definitely shoot the lights out from the three-point area. His player comparison, of course, is not at this point, but probably in the future, Matthew Wright, because of his ability to shoot from the outside. You just cannot leave him wide open. Otherwise, if you're defending him, you're gonna pay big time.
Ang bigat nun ha, Matthew Wright agad. Sabi mo nga, not right now. Ikaw ba namili nun?
Not right now.
Mute, naka-mute bigla. For the first time, na-mute si Coach Ryan. Carla, take it away.
Taylor, congratulations. Who are you celebrating with today?
I'm here with my my best friend from Vancouver, and then my other friend and manager, Miguel, right here.
So what was the moment like when you found out that you were joining the Alaska Aces?
It's a sign of relief. You know, I really like what Coach Jeff has going on out at Alaska. I'm just proud and excited to make it to the next step now. So.
And, you know, we've seen bits and pieces of what you can do, so we're excited to see more of that in the PBA. Back to you, Carlo.
Thank you, Carla. Now ready to announce the 5th pick of the second round. We welcome back head coach Chris Gavina of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters.
Rain or Shine selects Frankie Johnson.
First round, Santi Santillan ang kinuha ng Rain or Shine this time around. Tough as nails guard Frankie Johnson. At ito yung tapang na itong Johnson ang hindi mo matatawaran.
And you know, he's a guy that can shoot. He's a guy who can be able to create. He's a good, decent point guard. And I feel, you know, again, Coach Chris Gavina, we've been talking about these guys. Because they're trying to get pieces of the puzzle from the draft, they're looking at these guys to be able to listen to them, to understand the system, to effect the changes that they want. He can create his own shot, can come off the bench to help for Rain or Shine. And again, good pick.
Travis Jackson is his player comparison. What I like about this guy is, yes, if you ask him to shoot, he can score from way out, from way deep. But what is nice also is his ability to be a willing passer. So that is important, especially in a team like Rain or Shine. They're instituting a new system under their new head coach. They need to be credible with their offense, and they should be confident with the people running their offense. This guy can actually play one-on-one against anybody, and he can blow by anybody at any given time.
So Frankie Johnson is on his way to the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, but before that, si Miss Carla muna makakakwentuhan niya.
Frankie, congratulations. When you came to the Philippines a couple of years back, you really had the PBA in mind. So how special is this moment now that it's finally here?
I mean, it feels good. You know, I'm ready to come in and get to work and, you know, show everybody what I can do.
And Robbie Herndon has been your friend since you were 10 years old. So what does it feel like now that you'll be playing against each other?
It feels good. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go at him and, you know, just have a good time out there on the court and, you know, play against my childhood friend.
Congratulations, Frankie, on getting into the PBA and joining the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Back to you, Carlo.
Now making the first of back-to-back picks here in the second round, we welcome back with the 6th pick, Phoenix Super LPG head coach, Topex Robinson.
Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Master selects Nicolas Demusis.
All smiles as Nick Demusis is picked up here by Phoenix. Dom, you've been telling us this guy's super athletic.
Super athletic. Probably the most athletic one in the draft. He's also played in the MPBL, so the coaches have been able to see him a little bit. You know what he can do. He's got loads of energy. Coach Ryan, they gave up Calvin Abueva, but this guy's got loads of energy. Maybe something that they're looking at.
The toughness of a Jericho Cruz, especially in the defensive end. And what I like about this guy, of course, is you know that Coach Topex Robinson, when he was playing, he was nicknamed Pitbull.
Yes.
Because of his ability to defend and just become a pesky defender. And that is what this guy can actually bring to Phoenix, especially Phoenix loves to go full court pressing defense and a lot of special defenses. And he will be part of Coach Topex Robinson's defensive team when it is necessary.
Ang tanong lang, si Carla ba o si Risa Diaz ang mag-i-interview sa kanya? Alamin natin.
Nick, congratulations. Hi, Riza. Hi, baby Bella. Riza, sino yung mas kabado? Ikaw or si Nick? All right, we're gonna have to find them again. in the giant Zoom call that we have going on.
May kasalanan, nasipa. Nasipa ni Miss. So, yun nga pa, we're going to try and reconnect, pero Phoenix will be picking back-to-back here in the middle of the second dawn.
Well, you look at their first pick, right? They picked Larry Muyang in the first round, and then in the second round, they're going for Nick Nemusis. So you can see, again, Coach Topek's great bubble that they had. Phoenix was, they ended up in the top 4, and they gave up something big, but they also got Vic Manuel. Back for that, they also got a Chris Banchero. Now they have a Nick Nemusis. And I think that they're making the right moves.
And I think we are ready on the floor.
And we're back with Nick, Riza, and Bella. So Riza, tatanungin ko ulit, mas kabado ka ba or mas kabado si Nick waiting for this announcement? I think you guys are muted right now. Can we just double check? Just to make sure we hear you.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So how special is it to be celebrating this moment? I know that you're extra motivated to play now, especially since you're a new dad.
I don't know. I'm kind of speechless right now. Just thankful for the opportunity. And thank you to Phoenix and Coach Topex, and just ready to go to work.
Thank you so much, Nick. Congratulations. And we'll see all of you in the PBA soon. Back to you, Carlo.
Now making their third pick overall and second here in the second round, we give it right back to Coach Topex Robinson of Phoenix Super LPG.
Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Master selects Aljun Melesio.
Coach Topex going for a proven point guard here.
Well, you look at Aljun Melesio, this guy can score, no doubt. But what I like about what he did to his basketball game is he has become an even better passer, and which is what you need in the PBA. You're a point guard. You need to be able to get your teammates involved. You need to be able to make your teammates better. But when they start to leave you and they think that, oh, you know what, maybe he's not going to shoot, you can still knock down that shot. I think a great pick for them. You talked about how Coach Topex came into the league, the Pitbull. I feel you look at this guy, his skill set is right there.
He is a two-way player. Remember, they also lost Brian Heruela, someone who can defend. But what is nice is Melesio is a better shooter. He's a better scorer. He can penetrate inside, draw the defense to him, and kick out for open teammates. And not only that, when he is asked to defend from way outside, meaning from the backcourt, he will also do that. So what is nice is, again, Coach Topex Robinson, knowing exactly the kind of players that his team needs for them to be effective once again.
We just saw Aljun jumping up and down inside their home. Kakamustahin siya ni Carla.
Aljun, congratulations on making it to the PBA. Sino yung kasama mo ngayon celebrating this moment?
Kasama ko yung family ko and yung girlfriend ko dito.
Congratulations. I'm sure sobrang excited nyong lahat. And of course, you come from a great program. You have that winning mentality. Ano ba yung gusto mong gawin once you enter the PBA?
Sorry, ano po?
Ano yung gusto mong dalhin once you enter the PBA? Ano yung gusto mong pakita sa mga nanonood?
Siguro kung ano lang yung kailangan ni Coach Topex, yun yung gagawin ko. Kung pwede offense or defense, kahit ano naman.
And I know that you said, growing up, talagang pinapanood mo yung Archers maglaro Dream Come True. I'm sure pinapanood mo rin yung PBA and your moment is here. Sino ba yung pinaka-excited kang makatapat?
Yung mga idol ko before, sina Kuya LA, Kuya JV, si Kib. Gusto ko rin makatapat si Kib. Yan sila.
All right. Congratulations. You will get your chance soon. Again, congratulations. Aljun, back to you, Carlo.
Thank you, Carla. Now with the 8th pick of the second round here in your 46 PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft, we welcome back the NLEX Road Warriors.
NLEX Road Warriors pick David Morel.
Well, I think Coach Archie is familiar with this guy.
Oh, UP fight.
Yeah.
And what he is known for really is his ability to defend. He is 6'4", and pesky also with his movements on the upper extremities, also with the quickness of his legs. He can go side to side. He still needs to improve his offense. It was not really well manifested when he was playing for the UP Fighting Maroons. But what is so nice about this guy is he is willing to learn exactly the way basketball is supposed to be played in the system of a Coach Yang. He is tough, and I'm sure he can take on the toughness and the love of Coach Yang.
Oh, that's really key when you come into a system. To be able to have that relationship with your coach. And, you know, this guy, you look at what he can do in the college level. He's hoping to be able to bring that in the PBA as well. The good thing about him is he's willing to learn.
Yes,
that's the most important thing. Because talent is there, size is there, he's versatile. And that's something that, you know, Coach Yang is looking at for him to be able to help in this NLEX Road Warriors lineup.
Pero on his end naman, ang swerte mo rin pagka dyan ka napunta kay Coach Yang. Because you know you're gonna get an opportunity to prove yourself. Nasa sayo na kung mapapatunayan mo bang tama yung pagkakapili sa'yo. Carla?
Dave, you've got that party going on there, surrounded by your family, your loved ones with the confetti and everything. What is this moment like? What are you feeling right now?
I'm shaking. I was super nervous at first, but I'm just happy that I got picked up, you know. I'm still shaking. I'm sorry. I'm kind of like speechless.
That's okay. And we know that this moment is really, really special and nerve-wracking too before your name gets called. What would you want to bring to the NLEX Road Warriors?
I want to be one of the best two-way players on the team. So on the defensive side and offensive side.
Thank you so much.
A lot of energy.
Oh yeah, for sure. We've seen that in action. Thank you so much, Dave. We'll see you in the PBA. Carlo?
Thank you, Carla. Now making their third selection here in these proceedings for the 9th spot in the second round. We welcome back Coach Jeffrey Carriazo of the Alaska Aces.
Alaska Aces pick Alex Stockton.
Finally, Stockton tumalon! Direk Jules, ilagay mo ako sa Alaska game.
Oh, Alex Stockton, I mean, we've seen him in the UAAP. We've seen how tough this kid is. We've seen him. He's not going to take anything from anyone. He's a great defensive player. He's tough. He's a fierce competitor. And he wants to prove what he can do in the league. So, you know, if you're looking for some toughness in your backcourt, Alaska Aces just got Alex Stockton.
And a lot of offensive guards right now in the league. You talk about, of course, Stanley Pringle, even an L.A. Tenorio for Barangay Ginebra. Now, when you go up against San Miguel, you have a Chris Ross that you have to go up against with now CJ Perez and Terence Romeo, and of course, Alex Cabagnot. You need a guard who can defend those guys in a single coverage and has the ability to also go through screens if there is a pick and roll. This guy is defense personified.
Ayun na nga. And right now, let's meet him with Miss Carla.
Alec, congratulations. When you announced that you were joining the draft this year, you said, with God's grace, I am ready for the future. So what are you ready to bring to your new team, the Alaska Aces?
I'm just ready to bring all my effort to just try to help the team in whatever way I can.
Is there any player in the PBA that you really look up to, moves that you try to emulate?
Not a specific player, but I just try to get something out of everyone's game in the league.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Alec. Good talking to you, and again, congratulations. Back to you, Carlo.
Picking at number 10 in our second round are the Rainers Shine Elasto Painters, presented by Coach Chris Gavina.
Rainer Shine selects Anton Asistio.
The dead shot coming over to the Elasto Painters. Anton Asistio has been drafted in the second round. You might think, pwedeng mga specialist, no?
Definitely. You know, you look at a specialist, you look at Anton Asistio. This guy obviously lights out type of a three-point shooter. You know, in terms of his size, he's a guy that really needs to be able to make himself open, to be able to work within that system. So I'm excited to see how Coach Gavina, Coach Chris Gavina, is going to be able to make this guy maximize his game.
He obviously knows how to play basketball individually, and you have to remember, he's coming off an awesome basketball system when he was playing for Ateneo de Manila University. So what this guy can actually add to the roster of Coach Chris Gavina is stability. You make him work within a system, either as a guy with the ball or a guy off the ball, he is going to deliver. And he is also a two-way player. He can also defend with extreme toughness.
Is it safe to say parang Von Pesumal type on the thing?
Possible. Possible. You know, again, end of the day, it's the opportunities that are given to you and how the coaches will give you matchups that it'll be advantageous to you.
So yung San Juan nakalista, I just want to point this out. San Juan nakalista yung residents. Pero batang Kangkaluyan, assist yan. Synonymous with Caloocan. Carla?
Hi, Anton. Congratulations. I know that you were a champion in Ateneo, but you decided to get a little bit more experience before declaring for the draft. So how different are you now, would you say, from your days in Katipunan? How ready are you to prove yourself in the league?
I'm just very excited. I'm very ready to prove myself. I feel like I learned a lot from the past leagues that I've played in. And yeah, I'm just very happy and very excited.
And you said that you were inspired by Aaron Black. And what
that's my guy. I love that guy.
So you're going to go for that Rookie of the Year award too. Congratulations, Anton. And we will find out who our next pick is with Carlo.
Thank you, Carla. Now picking the second of their back-to-back, their third here in the second round. We give it right back to Coach Chris Gavina of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters.
Rain or Shine selects Andre Carakut.
Another solid guard here from the De La Salle basketball stable, Dom.
A guy who's cerebral, a guy who can shoot, a guy who, you know, I think because he's used to playing in the big stage, can easily transition in the PBA. May not be that tall, but Andre Carakot is a guy that, you know, he's a cerebral point guard. You're looking at, Coach Ryan, you talked about a guy to be able to run the system. A guy, for Coach Chris Gavina, who's putting in his new system, Andre Carakot definitely could help out.
He's being compared to Anjo Karam. Remember, Anjo Karam is not that tall, but he has played numerous years in the PBA simply because his ability to play within the system. He's not going to turn the ball over a lot of times. He's going to set the table for you if you run an offensive system. And that is why I believe, personally, that he will be able to crack a roster spot in the team of Coach Gavina.
Ang pinaka-paborito ko talaga, pagka may sinasabi kang not that tall, pagtatanggol ka agad ni Coach RG yan. Sigurado, hindi papayag si Coach RG na ganun-ganun lang. At si Andre po ay kasama ni Carla.
Andre, congratulations. We know that you were team captain for LaSalle. You were champion. How do you want to bring that winning mentality to the PBA? You're muted. Can we just double check so that we can hear you? Can you try answering now? All right, it looks like we're having some technical problems with Andre, so let me turn it back over to Magoo.
Ang dami mong hinahawa dito, Dom.
I mean, you know, again, you look at, you know, why is it exciting? It's exciting not just for us, not just for the fans and the players, but it's exciting also for the coaches.
Actually, and I believe Coach Pito is ready on the floor. Let's send it back over to Carlo.
For the 12th selection of the second round, Northport Batang Pier represented by Sean Anthony.
The Northport Batang Pier select Mark Olayan.
Ba't gano'n, no? Pagkakwentuhan mo si Anthony, kalmado. Pero pag nasa loob ng court, nagwawala. Pero there should be a nice pick for them as well.
Well, Mark Olayon, you know, you look at him, he's a good facilitator, likes the fast-paced game. He's good all around. Played for UE. He's got the size, and you know, again, these are the guys that you know you could see making it and cracking that roster and getting steady minutes for Northport Batang Pier.
This is where the dream of getting your name called becomes a reality. Pero especially pagka late second round all the way to the latter rounds, the work actually begins.
And what is also significant in being picked in the second round is you know that the pressure is already off you. Like, you don't have to wait until the fourth round like Dominic Uy, who was actually thinking of cracking a roster spot. But unfortunately, he was not able to do so.
Ano, nakamute ka na naman.
Fortunately for them. For the team.
So, dyan po nagtatapos ang ating second round. A lot of interesting picks already, especially in the second round. 10 of 12 kanina si Coach RG.
Oh, ngayon, what is the batting average in the second round?
Probably 2 of 12. Some of the names were a big surprise to me, to be honest with you. But still, of course, the coaches have done their respective assignments. They exactly know the kind of players needed for their team to function well in this coming conference. And but you have to be, we have to be realistic about the situation. It doesn't mean that you get drafted in the second round. You're gonna have that roster spot. You still have to fight for it. Remember, there are still a lot of players who have live contracts in their respective teams.
And I believe Carla Janina is ready downstairs.
Mark, congratulations. Nakikita namin sa mukha mo ang daming iba't ibang mga emotions. Are you celebrating with anyone right now? Okay, I think... Ayan. Mark, can you hear us right now?
Wala po yung family ko dito. Mag-isa ko lang.
Okay, so kamusta naman yung feeling mo ngayon na natawag na yung pangalan mo and you will be joining Northport?
Yes, right now? Na-shock po ako eh.
Ano ba
Hindi ko
yung
po in-expect na mapupunta akong second round.
ano ba yung gusto mong ipakita sa team mo? Ano yung dadalhin mo para matulungan ng Northport?
Siguro tutulong ako sa kung anong role na ipagawa nila sa akin. Lahat ng kaya kong gawin, bibigay ko sa team na yun.
Maraming salamat, Mark. Congratulations. Back to you, Magu.
Thank you, Miss Carla. So nakakadalawang round na po tayo sa ating 46 PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Pero hindi pa po dyan nagtatapos ang ating hapon. Hapon pa ba? Malapit na maggabi dahil meron pa pong third round sa aming pagbabalik. motor along sa ating 46th PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. And we are coming to you live over TV5, One Sports, PBA Rush sa Facebook page ng One Sports at sa ESPN5 website. Mag-umarjan pa rin. Andito pa rin siyempre ang ating beshi na si Dominic Uy and si Coach Ryan Gregorio is still joining us here.
Bakit pag si Coach Ryan ang bait mo?
Siyempre, Coach RG yan. Ikaw naman.
Galang eh.
Kagalang-galang eh. Tayo, beshi.
Okay.
Nakaka 2 rounds na tayo. First round, 10 of 12 si Coach RG. Ayan na. Second round, 2 of 10.
So pag tinotal mo, 50%.
12 of 24 si Coach RG. Tignan natin yung 2 of 10 niya in that second round. How did that go for you, Coach RG? We started with Barangay Ginebra, no?
Yes,
Ang
with
first pick of
Enriquez.
the second round with Brian Enriquez.
And then Blackwater got Acuno, and then Joshua Toralba also in for Blackwater bossing, and then Taylor Brown for the Alaska Aces, Frankie Johnson for Rain or Shine, and then the Phoenix getting Nick DeMusis, probably, like I said, the most athletic person in the draft right now.
And number 7 is Aljon Malesio, followed by NLEX pick Dave Morel from the University of the Philippines, Fighting Maroons in Diliman. And Alaska, Alec June Stockton. Rain or Shine, 2 straight picks. Number 10, Anton Asistio, and followed by Joshua Karakot. And to finalize our second round pick, Rain or Shine, Northport, picking Mark Olayon.
Bakit yung Karakot tsaka Malesio walang from De La Salle University of Taft Avenue? Yung ganon.
May Diliman.
May Diliman pa eh.
Kasama eh, no? Eto naman, taga-Katipunan. Carlo Pamintuan, kunin mo na.
Thank you, Magu. We now proceed with the third round of the 46th PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft. Now, as a reminder, at this point, whenever a team passes on picking a rookie, they will officially end their stint here in these proceedings. The draft will continue as long as there's still a team getting rookies. Now we will start with our third round with Terra Firma G.
Terra Firma G picks Don Reverente.
So Don Reverente being picked by Terra Firma Jeep. And this guy, you know, when you look at him, strong rebounder, even if he is undersized, 6'2", 170 pounds from Albay, wants to be able to make his PBA dream come true. And today is that first day, Coach Ryan.
And what is so important, and look at his happiness written all over his face, also in the eyes and the face of his parents there at the background. You know that this guy is using basketball as a ticket for him to go to the next level in terms of comfort level in their lifestyle. And Terra Firma giving that guy an opportunity to show his wares and a chance to be in the PBA. At least he will be required to go to practices. He will be given a chance to even crack a roster spot. And who knows, he might be able to get a PBA contract.
And Carlo, who is our number 2 pick in the third round?
Thank you, Dom. That pick belongs to Northport Batang Pier. Sean Anthony with the announcement.
With the second pick in the third round, Northport picks Lauren Brill.
Sean Anthony, once again, with the calmest pick ever. Pero Lauren Brill, hearing your name called at this stage, you know you got a shot.
Well, Lauren Brill, you know, basketball is in his blood. His father, Louis Brill, played in 1981. And, you know, very familiar with Philippine basketball. He can shoot a three-point shot. There's actually 2 of them, 2 Brills in the draft right now, and they're beside each other. So, you know, again, in the third round, obviously it's a lot harder to be able to crack a lineup. But, you know, you keep on improving your game, especially now. You know, the coaches haven't really been able to see you face to face.
And remember, in those years, it was really a great time to be part of NCC, or the Northern Consolidated Cement Philippine national team under the late Coach Ron Jacobs. His father, Coach Louis Brill, was a mainstay in that team. So you know that this guy, probably because he played much of the time in the U.S., he was not able to be seen by a lot of our coaches and our scouts. But the mere fact that his name was drafted, again, he will be seen in their team practices. He might be able to crack an important roster spot for him to continue his PBA journey.
Yung nga binabanggit mo, no, Dom, no? Because of the circumstances, medyo pagka hindi ka masyadong kilala, baka hindi ka pa nakikita.
And you look at the first 24 names, most of these guys, people have seen.
Yeah.
The coaches have seen. So, if you want to be able to use their first and second round pick, you want to go to a guy that has a lot of talent that you've seen and that basically you felt.
And for the third pick of the third round, let's send it back over to Carlo.
Thank you, Magu. That pick belongs to the Blackwater Bossing, to be announced by Coach Nash Rosella.
The Blackwater Bossing select Andre Paras.
Andre Paras, hearing his name called here, so we are about to have a second-generation player for 2021.
Well, Andre Paras, you look at him, we mentioned that, he's not his father, he's not his brother, but he will bring something different to the PBA and to Blackwater Bossing. And I feel Coach Nash Rosella will be able to put him in certain positions to be able to maximize what he's got in his game.
And what about his positive spirit? You just saw him. Right after his name was called, he was cheering. He was so happy. He did not believe that being chosen in the third round is detrimental to his success as a PBA basketball player. And great pick as far as Blackwater is concerned. Nanggugulo pa yung tatay. Ayun, no? Okay. But tignan natin. Tuwan-tuwa sigurado rito si Boss Josel Ducy. Dahil alam mo naman yung produktong pinupush nila. So meron na siyang basketball player, baka meron pa siyang model.
Endorser.
I think it works for him as well. You said he's not his father, he's not his brother. Pero yung hard work kasi, that gives him a chip on his shoulder as well.
Plus, you look at the outside shooting. If you would gauge from the three who would have the best outside shooting, Coach, I'll let you answer that question.
Mick Pinisi.
Shooting, hindi yung sumisilip. Hindi yun. I don't think. Hi, Idol Benji. Let's send it back over to Carlo.
With the fourth pick here in the third round, the NLEX Road Warriors will be represented by Kevin Alas.
Fourth pick of the third round, NLEX Road Warriors pick Antonio Bonsubre.
Isa pa tong si Kevin, no? Mga player na pag nakita mo naglalaro,
Shy pala.
Tutukan mo ng camera, bigyan mo ng mic, biglang nahihiya. Si Dom lang talagang walang hiya.
Walang hiya.
Antonio Bonsubre has been selected by NLEX.
Definitely a guy who can rebound, is a role player. Again, a guy that could possibly will see more talent or a lot more of his basketball game to develop under Coach Yang Giao.
Alam naman natin, pag nag-develop ng player si Coach Yang Giao, ang daming mananalaro na naglaro kay Coach Yang, hindi masyado nabibigyan ng pansin, pero napapagaling niya. Ang pinakahuli dyan, na bilib ako, si Raul Soyud. Halos mahirapan makakuha ng kontrata, pero naimbitahan pa sa Gilas, Pilipinas, hindi lamang natuloy. So ito, pag ikaw na draft ni Coach Yang Giao, alam mo may tsansa ka, mabibigyan ka ng pagkakataon na maipakita ang galing mo para makapunta ka sa PBA.
Pero si Coach Cheng mismo nagsabi, no, it's not 100% of the time. There's always an exception to the rule. Tinanong ko siya nung naging player niya si Chaddi. Sabi niya, hindi naman siya Diyos.
My magic can only go so.
Carlo?
Thank you, Magu. To be announced by Ray Nambatak, the fifth pick of the third round belongs to the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters.
The Rainer Shine Elasto Painters select Kenneth Mocon.
So Kenneth Mocon, on his way to Rainer Shine.
He's a known defender and is the brother. Of course, his brother, JV Mocon, now already plays for Rainer Shine. So I think it's a good situation for him because, he can play with his brother. He played in Team B for a while for San Beda and finally cracking the roster for the San Beda Red Lions. So I think it's a good opportunity for him and his brother to be able to kind of put him on his shoulder and lead him. How are the things being done in the PBA?
Gaano ka-importante yan, Coach RG? Binanggit na ni Don. He spent some time in Team B, pero yung programa, schools like that, San Beda, Ateneo, Lasal, UP, of course, pero yung may matinding basketball program, gaano ka-importante yan when it comes to you giving somebody a chance?
May timing din kasi. Minsan, maski magaling ka, pero meron pang mas magagaling sa'yo,
na hindi pa nag-graduate, then mahihirapan ka talaga makapasok dun sa Team A. Malamang ito nangyari rito kay Mocon Dahil, of course, alam naman natin na ibang klase mag-recruit itong San Beda. Pero pagdating dito sa PBA, piling-pili na yung mga iimbitahan mo na na-draft mo, pati mga players from the free agency, then masuscrutinize ka mabuti ng coaching staff.
And for the 6th pick now of the 3rd round, let's send it downstairs to Mr. Pamintua.
Making only their 2nd selection of these proceedings, Coach Chito Victorero represents the Magnolia Hotshots from Pambansang Manok.
Magnolia Hotshots Pambansang Manok picks Ronnie De Leon.
Hindi ganun katunog ang pangalan, but you see the reaction there. Ronnie De Leon, hearing his name called here in the 3rd round.
Well, they're obviously very happy coming from the University of the East. Red Warriors played under the Pumarian system. So with that alone, you know that this is a guy that can play within a system. He's tough. He's used to that pressure defense, which, like you mentioned earlier, that Coach Chito will want to do as well. You know, he's a guy that can shoot. And again, you know, he's a guy that is willing to work hard to be able to get some minutes in the roster.
And there's a transition happening right now for this Magnolia team. A lot of movements, a lot of resident stars opting to retire. So young players will have an opportunity to show their talents. And who knows, itong si De Leon, baka sakaling makakuha ng pwesto para sa kupunan ni Coach Chito Victorero.
Dali, sabi mo, a lot of veterans retiring. May alam ka bang nangyari?
Si PJ Simon lang. yung
Ala ko, dadagdagan mo.
Tingnan natin.
So, yan nga pa, Ronnie De Leon to Magnolia, and Alaska will be picking next. Alamin natin kay Carlo.
7th pick of the 3rd round, Coach Jeffrey Carriazo will announce the pick for the Alaska Aces.
For our last pick, Alaska Aces pick RK Ilagan.
Mr. Uy, you've been waiting for RK Ilagan's name to be called.
Well, he's one of the guys that, you know, when you look at the mock drafts, when you look at the interest, he's somebody that came into basically the top 30 players coming into this draft. You know, he's a stocky guard who can shoot the three. He's a scorer. And, you know, something that, you know, picking in the 3rd round, getting picked rather in the 3rd round, played for San Sebastian. You know, he's a guy that, you know, player comparison coach, perfect team then.
JV Casio, you know that JV, every time you hear the name of JV, what you will see is a guy who has tremendous composure. He's not going to panic. Again, a guy who will always do positive things inside the basketball court, and not only that, someone whom you can depend when you need a basket from the three-point area. So if you are going to play like JV, and JV is actually slowing down
and he's teaching you right there every day in practice.
So it is a one-on-one battle against someone that is being compared to you, and succession planning is something that is very important to make sure that your team is going to be competitive for a lot of years. So if they see that RK is going to be that fit, then who knows? Baka siya na yung susunod na JV Cash.
So yan nga po, no, nangalahati na mahigit ang ating 3rd round, at ngayon pa lang, at number 8 of the 3rd round, makakapili ang San Miguel Beermen. Balik tayo kay Carlo.
As you said, Magu, for the first time in the 46th PBA Gatorade Draft, the San Miguel Beermen are ready to make their selection, represented by Governor Robert Non.
San Miguel picks Allen Enriquez.
And you see his eyes light up here. Allen Enriquez about to join the most storied franchise in the history of the PBA.
A guy also from Pampanga, so you know he's hard-nosed. You know he's 6'5", 200 pounds. And Allen Enriquez, you know, known for his hustle. A guy that, you know, not worried to mix it up. And, you know, every day, if he's going to be with San Miguel, he's going to have to bang bodies with the big men of San Miguel, Motau Tua, Junmar Fajardo.
And that is why, if it's going to be invited by San Miguel, he will play a specific role, and that is to defend against the big guys. You've mentioned those two, and not only that, of course, this team is packed with so much talent. They don't care whether they were not able to pick in the first 2 rounds. They got CJ Perez via a trade. And not only that, they still have Terrence Romeo. Marshall Lassiter is still in the roster. Arwin Santos is still active. Chris Ross is still playing good basketball. And Alex Cabagnot, who's still so sure that he can score baskets if he wants to.
Sa dami ng matinding pangalan na binitawan mo, right there. Whether this guy gets signed, becomes a practice player, or becomes a free agent after, yung maka-ensayo ka lang dun, it can be nothing but positive for your career, di ba?
Definitely. That's something that, you probably won't be able to play against Junmar Fajardo just like that, or a Motao Tua. And the environment. We keep talking about the culture. San Miguel, nothing less than a championship is acceptable.
And credit must go to their coach, Coach Leo Austria, who is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Coach Leo, eh?
Happy birthday, Coach Leo, as we send it back down for Meralco's 9th pick in the 3rd round. Carlo?
With the 9th pick of the 3rd round, Coach Norm Black ready to announce the selection for the Meralco Bolts.
Meralco Bolts take John Yasa.
John Yasa from PCU has been selected here by Coach Norman Black. You gotta love the emotion coming out here, Don.
Well, John Yasa, you look at this guy, he's 6'4". Obviously, Coach Norman now looking for guys that he can pick from. A guy that, can hustle, can bring in. They're looking at, Reynald Hugnatan is not getting any younger. They're looking at a guy...
But he's getting better.
He's getting fitter. I mean, Reynald's been in the league since 2001, so he's been solid. But talking about being able to get into a place or a system like Coach Norman Black, Grand Slam coach, to be able to get that and be able to practice in that type of a system, you might be able to impress him. Who knows, and crack the lineup.
And then, of course, when you talk about Coach Norman Black, he also has the ability to make sure that you're a perfect fit in the system that he is trying to do for his team to be really successful. Remember, the Bolts figured prominently in the last Philippine Cup, ending at the top 4 of our conference. And they made a trade involving Mac Bello and Baser Amer. So Mac Bello will now be the natural 3-man or a 4-man if he wants to play small. And this guy that he drafted might just be might pull off a surprise and get a roster spot.
Kinabanggit niyo naman si Tito Reynel, mga 6 years na yun eh. He's not getting any younger. Not yet, pero...
Oh, yes.
Nag-i-improve pa rin eh.
Exactly. Wala naman tayo, sinabi lang naman natin, he's not getting any younger.
Pero
just like you.
Palakas na palakas eh. Lakas pa rin ni Tito Reynel eh. Carlo, anong balita dyan?
Thank you, Magu. Now with the 10th pick of the 3rd round, making the pick for the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters is Matthew Wright.
Phoenix selects Raymar Kaduya.
Raymar Kaduyak being called here by Phoenix, isa sa mga produkto ni Coach Topex.
Well, I see him of the Philippines, from what we've seen from him, he's a good passer, creates for his teammates, 6 feet, and somebody again that Coach Topex Robinson very something that someone he's very familiar with, and that's why if you're a coach, you want to be able to pick guys that you have seen, that you have worked with, or know a lot more about than everybody else.
Basketball fundamentals is very important, especially because of the time from today up to the start of the conference. Meaning, if the player that you drafted is already, as what you've mentioned, familiar with the things that you're doing, both offensively and defensively, it will cut that learning curve and make the process a lot faster.
Up next will be TNT for only the 2nd time tonight. Balik tayo kay Carlo Pamintuan.
With the 11th pick of the 3rd round, Jason Castro will announce the selection for TNT Tropang Giga.
Tropang Giga select Michael Simon.
Michael Simmons from Baruch College, a native of Brooklyn, will be heading to TNT.
Oh yeah, somebody that they've scouted a little bit for sure. In terms of tapes, at his height, they're looking for hustle. They're looking also at the guards of TNT, looking at spots to be able to, basically grind it out in practice. We know Coach Chot Reyes puts a lot of premium in energy, a lot of hustle, and to be able to be positive in a situation that TNT is in. So I really feel that this guy is somebody that we still need to watch and see what he can do if he does make it into the lineup.
Coach Chot does tremendously scouting foreign talents. Of course, Coach Josh Reyes also someone who has a lot of contacts from abroad. They've seen this guy play, and they're willing to give him an opportunity to don the Tropang Giga jersey.
And for the last pick now of the third round, balik tayo kay CP.
For the final pick of the third round, Coach Tim Cone for Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Sorry, LA Tenorio for Barangay Ginebra San Miguel.
Barangay Ginebra will pass.
Bira naman si Eli. Ang galing-galing dun sa vlog, biglang nahihiya pagdating sa...
Wala kasi motor niya eh.
Akala mo hindi sanay sa camera at sa mic ka. Pambira ka naman, tenyente, oh.
Akala ko magpa-plug pa eh.
Yun pala passing sasabihin. No, but LA Tenorio, I mean, you look at how he played in the bubble, fantastic. And, whoever is looking at, obviously the barometer in the All-Filipino will always be San Miguel, but Barangay Ginebra, I mean, with the moves that they've done in the off-season, they've just raised that level. Yeah. They want, still San Miguel is there, but maybe are they the same or are they better? Are they higher? Hopefully, we'll find out starting in April.
Yeah.
By the way, that is the first pass ng ating 46 PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. And that concludes round number 3. Tignan natin ano nga ba mangyayari sa susunod pa sa aming pagbabalik. And patuloy nga po tayo sa ating 46th PBA Draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Magumar John, Coach Ryan Gregorio, Dominic Uy right here. Before we get into the fourth round, silipin muna natin ano nangyari sa round number 3. And in that third round, Dom, it was Reverente who was picked first.
And then Northport choosing Lauren Brill, Blackwater, Andre Paras, and Lex with Bonsubre, Mocon for Rain or Shine, and Magnolia picking RR De Leon. And you know, you look at their picks, Coach Ryan, and these are guys now that they're looking at possibly coming off the bench, or you know, making the lineup, or maybe they want to hone them a little bit first and then sign them in the future.
Oh, there is one guy who's just so happy for his team and the things that they're trying to accomplish. And that is no less than the team owner of Blackwater Elite, Josel Ducy. He's just so happy that he was able to get Andre Paras. He texted me. that is how proud he is if he can, that it landed on his lap.
Exactly, and I feel it's a great, could be definitely a great partnership between the two of them. And you bring in the entire family.
Oh yeah,
right.
Our very early guess steal of the draft. Pwede, no? Pwede. Third round na. Ngayon, syempre po, sa kasaysayan din naman ng PBA, marami na ring iba pang mga third round pick ang talagang nagpakilala or etched their name in the annals of the Philippine Basketball Association. Wala na sigurong mas iingay pa, kundi kay The Flash, Baldavid. Third round pick number 7 and third round back in 1995. Naging two-time PBA champion si Baldavid. Naging 4-time All-Star at naging 1997 All-Star Game MVP.
Oh, one of the best Barangay Ginebra guards. And you know that, nung nagsimula yung Never Say Die, of course, Sonny Jaworski, nandyan sa team na yan, si Bal David. Nandyan din sa part ng third round natin, si Brian Haruela, na medyo matagal na rin, naglalaro dito sa PBA. Jansen Rios is still actively playing for Phoenix. Pati itong si Roy Sumang and Nico Elorde na extend na naman ang kontrata para sa Northport.
So yun po yung mga ilan lang sa mga notable third round picks in the past. Madagdagan kaya sila after this season? Abangan po natin as we open the next one this coming April. Carlo, umpisa na natin yung fourth round.
Thank you, Magu. 11 teams can still make their selections here in the fourth round. We open up with the Terra Firma Jeep, represented by Rashawn McCarthy.
Terra Firma selects Michael Havelosa.
Michael Havelosa will get an opportunity with the Terra Firma Jeep.
From the Ateneo de Manila University at 6'4", 215 pounds. You know, when you played for the Ateneo de Manila, and that means you talk about a guy that understands the system, understands discipline, understands what it takes to win, putting your own interests in the front, putting it to the side, and it's all about winning.
And pagka nga nabigyan ng pagkakataon, etong si Michael Havelosa, that is exactly what he would probably want to prove. So yun po, no? Terra Firma with that first pick of the fourth round. Let's send it back for pick number 2.
Second pick of the fourth round belongs to Northport Batang Pier, to be announced by Sean Anthony.
The Northport Batang Pier select Marvin Moraga.
Marvin Moraga, to be given an opportunity here by Coach Dopids, St. Javier University, Batang Bulacan.
And 31 years old, Marvin Moraga. Coach Pba Board, remember, he's a guy that likes toughness. He's a guy that likes, guys that emulate him, so to speak. So a guy who won't back down. And this is something that Moraga will have to show in these practices.
And what we need to understand also, in as much as these teams are actually preparing for their respective PBA teams, remember that we now have a PBA 3x3.
Yes.
So that 3x3, probably you're seeing bruisers getting drafted, guys who are just physically tough, and that might be the thought process of our coaches.
Pwede, no? Dahil nga, 3 conferences pa yan, ha? Yung ating parating na PBA 3x3 League. Carlo?
Third pick of the 4th round belongs to the Blackwater Bossing.
Blackwater Bossing select June Kent Manzo.
And from the University of the Philippines, Fighting Maroons, June Manzo. This guy is a throwback PBA kind of a player. I remember in the 80s, 90s, Willie Generalao, also from Cebu. Someone who uses ball screens so well during that time. Very wily point guard. Remember, he was nicknamed Wiley Willie.
Yes.
This guy is a throwback player. And I like this guy personally, not only because he played for the University of the Philippines Fighting Maroons, but this guy is tough. He wants that ball in crunch time situations. And he likes playing with some of the draftees that Coach Racela also got, fellow UP Fighting Maroons.
A tough point guard with a good skill set, physical and fearless. I mean, this guy is no-nonsense basketball. He's there. I mean, you've seen him in UP. You see him taking it all the way, so you know this guy's got talent. So, you know, we're hoping to be able to see his talent on the court.
Oh, yes.
And I think we're ready with the next pick. Sending it back down to Mr. Pamituan.
4th pick of the 4th round belongs to the NLEX Road Warriors. Kevin Alas, ready to make the announcement.
NLEX Road Warriors select Jose Presbitero.
Jose Presbitero will have an opportunity here. Para kay Coach Kevin Alas. Ay, kay...
And again, you know, now when you look at the 4th round, you're getting players, maybe players that you've heard a little bit about, maybe you've seen a little bit about them, and you know the teams now have a chance to see them in practice, and now you'll be able to see, okay, do I want to offer this guy a contract? Because you have a X number of days to be able to sign these players before they become free agents.
Well, at this point, all they need is a chance. Yung bang opportunity lang, because hindi talaga nakita dahil wala tayong draft combine. So ang importante rito is makita lang sila in practice. And remember, as soon as your name is already there in the PBA ecosystem, easily meron ng recall yan eh. Remember PJ Simon, when he was drafted, he was not able to get a roster spot right away. He was a free agent, and then, as they say, the rest is history.
Who was his coach? Who was his coach?
Sino yung humanap ulit sa PBL? Sino nga ba?
Coach Tim Cone made him even better.
Pero ang tanong ko, si PJ nahanap mo ulit doon, ba't yung isang na-draft before siya hindi binigyan ng pagkakataon?
Eh, talagang wala yata.
Wala talaga. Notable nga eh, kaya nga notable eh.
Carlo, meron pa tayong pick?
Already with 5 selections in this draft, owning the 5th pick of the 4th round, the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters with Reynaba.
The Rain or Shine Elasto Painters select RJ Argamino.
You gotta love the genuine surprise there. RJ Argamino from Benil getting an opportunity.
You know, you look at this guy, one of the things that really stands out in his game is his defense. You know, he's a defensive player. He's a guy. Coach, you remember you said, you know, maybe specialty types of players when you go up against teams that have really solid guards. Maybe you're trying to get somebody that can defend, or even, like you said, in practice, something that they're looking for, somebody that can, you know, grind it out in practices. And, you know, with that toughness, he might just be able to crack the roster.
You have to be a stopper. When you have that kind of a game, you will always have a chance to even explore an opportunity to last long in the PBA. Again, the first guy that comes into mind is Anjo Karam. That guy is not backing down. He's willing to mix it up. He's lower in terms of height than most of the players in the PBA. But sometimes, yun ang mga nakakatakot eh. Because hindi mo alam kung ano lalandingan mo eh. Kaya yun ang mga importante dito sa mga manlalarong ito. Kung hindi ka naman nabiyayaan ng konting katangkaran, hanapan mo ng pagkakataon para tumagal ka sa liga.
Coach, parang may pinaghuhugutan ka.
Ako wala akong nakitang advantage.
Baba message yan. Carlo?
Ready to make the announcement for the Magnolia Hotshots Pambansang Manok with the 6th pick of the 4th round is Paul Lee.
Magnolia Hotshots select Andrew Estrella.
Lamig ng boses, lethal weapon.
Alam mong sanay na vlogger din eh. Si Ellie kanina na iya, pero si Polly with all confidence. Alam ko kakanta eh.
Magu, from what we've seen from Andrew Estrella, he can score, likes the fast-paced game. And that's something that obviously Magnolia, we've seen Magnolia, all their guards do.
Yeah. So you've seen it?
I want to see him.
Carlo?
Next pick, the 7th of the 4th round, belongs to the Alaska Aces.
With our 4th round selection, the Alaska Aces pass.
And it is the second pass of the afternoon turning into evening here. And we expect this na mas magsunod-sunod na.
Well, first it was Barangay Ginebra in the previous round that passed. And now it's going to be the Alaska Aces passing in this round.
So, Carlo, let's proceed.
Next pick will be coming from the San Miguel Beermen, again to be announced by Governor Robert Non.
San Miguel picks Muhammad Salim.
Naghahabol dito ang San Miguel Beermen, looking for the best available talent for themselves. Muhammad Salim from NU will get an opportunity.
You know, again, you look at Barangay, or rather Ginebra, or rather San Miguel Beer. Dapat nakamute na lang ako eh. Muhammad Salim from NU, 6'4". You know, a guy that, again, they're looking at, you know, maybe to be able to help them out in practices initially.
Nice body.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of bodies. Because you understand, you know, San Miguel, what happened to them in the previous conferences, number of injuries. Right?
So,
yeah. So you need to be able to really lengthen that rotation. And not just the rotation in the game, but in practices, in training, to be able to let everybody, all 12, 14 players, be able to move forward.
And to add to your point, you know that San Miguel will always have a packed calendar. They will be part of the semifinals at least. They will be in the finals. So in other words, their season is always longer. So you want those players who play in the 8 or 9-man rotation, max, by Coach Leo Austria, to rest when it is just practice time. So that is exactly the reason why they're getting all these players, big ones, so that the big guys can also rest.
Speaking of the number 9, yan na pong susunod na pick in the 4th round as we go back downstairs.
Moving forward here in the 4th round, Chris Newsom to announce a decision for the Meralco Bolts.
For the 4th round, the Meralco Bolts select Louis Brill III.
And you mentioned that Dom.
Again, pedigree. This guy has great genes. His father, together with his brother now, who was drafted earlier, their father used to play for the NCC Philippine national team, Louis Brill, but most of the time they were in the U.S. So an opportunity now to play in the local basketball grounds in the PBA, and coaches will be seeing them play on a daily basis.
Well, you look at this guy, unlike his brother, this guy was able to play in the MPBL. He was able to be a practice player for Northport. So you were able to, you know, guys were able to see him a little bit closer. So that's his advantage. So Louis Brill now being chosen by the Meralco Bolts.
And with the penultimate pick of the 4th round, let's send it back over to Carl.
At the 10th spot of the 4th round, Matthew Wright will announce the decision for Phoenix Super LPG.
Phoenix selects Maximilian Henschel.
Max Henschel here from the University of Amsterdam, but was born in Makati, has been picked.
22 years old, so very young at 6'4". Again, these are the guys that we didn't really see much of, even the coaches, because there was no combine. There was, you know, in terms of even their statistics, so to speak, the height, the weight, you know, all of that usually was done in the combine. How high you jump, how fast you can run, all of these things kind of give you a baseline for the coaches.
And it's not just the combine. Medyo matagal na rin walang dilig.
Yes.
Diba?
And that was actually struck this year.
Nakatutok diba?
But you just consider his age. He's just 22. He obviously has a long runway. Now, if he is part of the system of Coach Topex Robinson, sky's the limit. He can be developed for as long as he has the right attitude.
And let's go back down with Carlo.
Now for the final pick of the 4th round, we welcome Jason Castro for TNT Tropang Giga.
Tropang Giga select Joel Liu.
Joel Liu has been announced here by the Blur himself. Must be a special moment, ano? Hindi lang head coach ng PBA. Si Jason Castro pa ang tumawag sa pangalan.
Oo, kaya siya tuwan-tuwa siya. Tapos parang kinukontrol niya rin yung excitement niya. The mere fact that your name is mentioned,
yun, no?
Maraming rason para magsaya ka. Di ba?
Definitely, you know, Jason Castro, even again, to be with Jason Castro in practice, to be able to go up against him. Joel Liu, somebody that, you know, TNT wants to be able to understand what he can bring to the table. What, you know, when you're able to get into this environment, all of these guys are also aching to play and show the coaches, show the assistant coaches as well and their players what they can be, and to be able to size up, you know, their potential teammates in the PBA.
49 of the 86 names have been called. Tapos na po ang ating 4th round. Tignan natin kung magpapatuloy pa tayo sa 5th sa aming pagbabalik. Nagsimula yung araw natin, 86 hopefuls yung nangarap, yung nanaginip na matawag ang kanilang pangalan. 4 lang naman doon yung sigurado, yung nandoon sa special draft. So 82 yung naglaban-laban ngayon. 49 in total na, sama yung 4 sa Gilas draft, ang natawag sa hapon na ito. Meron pang mga natitira as we head into the 5th round.
Oh, definitely. You know, going into the 5th round, this is a place that, you know, you're just hoping to be able to get a draft, because if you're that player, you want to be able to get a chance. And we keep mentioning it. It can be both an advantage, but largely it's a disadvantage that these coaches are not able to see some of these players that are, you know, more or less in the borderline to be able to get a draft. So this is something that, you know, coaches now will maybe able to gamble on, take a chance on, because, you know, when you draft them, it's not necessarily that you'll sign them.
And another thing is, even if you do not get drafted, it doesn't mean that it's already the dead end in your PBA career. So you just want to make sure that you're always positive. When your name is called, then you should be happy. But when it's not and you feel like this is still the right journey for you and the right pathway for you, keep on striving and keep on pushing until you reach your desired destination.
Silipin natin, ano nga ba nangyari nung nakaraang round? We saw just one team passing, but in the previous, meron na ring isa. O make that two, and yung Ginebra nga nauna. It was Javelosa, who got picked first by Terra Firma in round number 4, followed by Moraga, Manzo, Presbitero, Argamino, and Estrella.
And then a pass by the Alaska Aces, then Salim by San Miguel, Meralco with Louis Brill, Max Henschel for the Phoenix team, and then TNT, Joel Liu, and then again, Barangay Ginebra passes. And, you know, I just want to take on also what Coach Ryan said. You know, we've seen a number of players get drafted high, didn't really work out, didn't last in the league. But we've also seen players who were not drafted and made it into the league and, you know, have been in the league for quite some time. So it's all about opportunities, and it's all about timing. Sometimes it may not be the right timing for you just yet.
And look at these players, Magu, drafted in 1985. One of the best PBA coaches right now was Rookie of the Year, Coach Leo Austria.
And his birthday.
Oh, yes, and it's birthday today.
Uy, at saka sa Rapia Cup, record holder pa rin yata si Coach Leo, 70-something points, no?
Okay. Mike De Gregorio, of course, and Peter Jun Simon, and Coach Topex Robinson of Phoenix.
Sinong gumawa nito? Yung 2001, bakit may kulang?
Notable.
Forgotten.
Notable. Mine was no table.
Agree ka ba, Carlo?
I have no comment, Magu. 10 teams can still pick here in the 5th round, and we start off with the Terra Firma Chief.
Terra Firma picks Emmanuel Custodio.
Emmanuel Custodio from the Ateneo de Naga has been called here by Terra Firma.
At 6'2", you know, one interesting fact about Nico is actually his nickname is he's been working out with Jared Dillinger and JD giving him some tips how to get better, how to keep on moving, how to be able to, you know, make it in the PBA to become a professional. It feels like you know, like it's his older brother.
So, yun nga po, no? Congratulations to Custodio for having your name called in the 5th round. For the second pick of this round, let's hand it back to Carlo.
To make the announcement for Northport Batang Pierre, Sean Anthony.
Northport selects Carl Brian Ravenis.
Looks like he's as shocked as everybody else. Carl Brian Ravenis from the Southwell Foreign University is now all smiles.
And, you know, when you look at these types of drafts, you want to be able to see these guys. You want to be able to get them in the gym, see what they can do, be able to shoot, be able to score, and give just positive energy. You know, we talked about Northport, Coach Ryan. We always talk about them building that winning attitude, coming into that system. Remember, in that last bubble, how many injuries did Northport have? So they're really amassing these guys and getting the talent to be able to prepare for that for the next conference.
Next pick in the 5th round will be announced here. Carlo?
Next selection here in the 5th round belongs to the Blackwater Bossing, to be announced by Coach Nash Rosella.
The Blackwater Bossing select Kim Lee Baikin.
Kim Baikin has been selected here by Coach Nash Rosella.
Guy who plays both ends of the floor, a hustle guy from FEU. And again, you know, Coach Nash, very familiar with him.
Yun ang importante, no? May kilala ka ng head coach dito. So, at least that opportunity, and a lot of times, that's the only thing you want, Coach RG.
Both ways. Meaning, pagdating kay Coach Nash, alam niya kung ano na ang kakayanan ng isang manlalaro. Pagdating naman sa mga players, alam din nila kung ano yung prototype ng kanilang coach. So it is advantageous for both parties.
NLEX will be picking next.
To announce the decision for the NLEX Road Warriors, once again, we have Kevin Alas.
NLEX Road Warriors select Joseph Alcantara.
Joseph Alcantara.
Coming out of La Consolacion, a young, decent three-point shooter. And NLEX really loading up, trying to see what more firepower they can get from that three-point line.
A native of Plaridel, Bulacan will get an opportunity here. And it's a nice moment for family and a special moment for this young man. Hopefully everything works out for him. Rain or shine. We'll be picking next once again, Carlo.
The fifth pick in the fifth round belongs to the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, to be announced by Rain ng Bata.
The Rain or Shine Elasto Painters select Philip Manalang.
Chill na chill si Philip Manalang here from the University of the East, of course.
UE at 5'10", 175 pounds. Again, you know, when you're used to playing within a system and with a lot of discipline, I think that is always something that coaches will look at. And obviously, Coach Chris Gavina puts a premium on that.
A very familiar name, playing for the University of the East Red Warriors. Played alongside Alvin Pasaol as well, if I'm not mistaken. And now bringing his talents to the PBA.
And with the sixth pick now for the fifth round, let's send it back downstairs with Carlo Pamintuan.
The Magnolia Hotshots Pambansang Manok own this pick, and it will be announced by Paul Lee.
Magnolia Hotshots, pass.
Pangatlong beses na napili yun, ha?
Pang-apat.
Pang-apat ba?
Oo, dalawa sa fourth round.
Ayaw nga, no? So, yun, no? Sino kaya makakapirma kay Paz? Next pick will be... Kanina ba? Ito.
Alaska.
Alaska nagpass na kanina. So, San Miguel will have an opportunity.
The San Miguel Beermen will make this selection, and it will be announced by Governor Robert Non.
San Miguel picks Gregory Flor.
Gregory Flores is going to be selected here by the San Miguel Beermen. At 6'2", from the Philippine Merchant Marine School. And Zambales is proud of this young man right now.
This 30-year-old, he's actually a 3x3 practice player for Coach Ronnie Magsano. And he's actually willing to take any role as a hard worker. I mean, initially he was the practice player for 3x3 and then got invited to the men's team after that.
Again, the thought process of these teams, particularly the coaches of the PBA teams, it is not just a 5-on-5 that they are preparing for. 3x3 will bring them a lot of good vibes as well, especially because the PBA is also launching this kind of an activity headed by team governor and the governor of Alaska, Dickie Bachman.
You see that guy's eyes? You just know, you can just tell that he knows the challenge is now ahead of him. Yun ang abangan natin para dito kay Greg Flor. Let's send it back to Carlo.
At the 9th spot of the 5th round, Chris Newsom all set to make the announcement for the Meralco Bolts.
The Meralco Bolts will pass.
So Meralco passing up on this opportunity. You got two more teams remaining here in the 5th round, Phoenix and TNT. I think Carlo's ready.
Matthew Wright ready to make the announcement for Phoenix Super LPG.
Phoenix selects Jerry Pingoy.
Jerry Pingoy falling all the way down to the 5th round.
Jerry Pingoy, one of the bigger names coming out of high school, and then was supposed to play for Ateneo, but finished his collegiate status playing for Adamson University, and now being picked by Coach Topex Robinson and the Phoenix Field Masters. A lot of happy tears right now from Jerry Pingoy, also a second-generation player. His father used to play in the PBA as well. They hail from Cebu, and a great opportunity for Jerry Pingoy to exactly show what he is made of.
You gotta love Phoenix. You gotta love Coach Topex for giving this man another opportunity.
I mean, you look at Coach Topex, right? He can, again, he's a guy that just really worked hard and was able to stay in the league for a long time, and that's why you know that he understands what these players are feeling, and that he might be able to bring out that talent that a lot of people saw when he was coming out of high school.
We showed the graphic kanina. 20 years ago, Coach Topex was a 5th rounder before having a remarkable career. 4. Nauna pa rin si Don. Hindi lang kay PJ, pati kay Coach Topex.
And you can say remarkable career also in the PBA.
As a broadcaster.
Yes.
In the 4th and 5th round, you can still be a great analyst. Carlo?
Picking last here in the 5th round, TNT Tropang Giga.
Tropang Giga select Martin Gosum.
MJ Gozum here, being picked by TNT.
28 years old, 6'2" in height. Again, TNT, I think really bringing in a lot of people to be able to slug it out. TNT also suffering a lot of injuries in the bubble, in the guard position. You see a number of the guys also getting up there in age, so they're looking at the best available talent at the spots that they feel they need more competition in.
And a lot of excitement, of course, with the comeback of Coach Trot Reyes, the most successful TNT coach, coming back and trying to win another one for the TNT franchise.
And that will conclude the first 5 rounds rather. Meron pa pong round number 6. Tuloy-tuloy tayo hanggang maubos na sa kapapas ang lahat ng ating teams sa aming pagbabalik. Apat na team na ang nagpapass sa ating 46 PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Pero may 8 pa na namimili as we go along dito live on TV5. Magumar John, Dominic Uy, nandirito pa rin si Coach Ryan Gregorio with Carlo Pamintuan and Carla Lizardo downstairs inside the studio. Silipin na natin ano nangyari in the last round. That was round number 5, Dom, kung saan Terra Firma picked first, and they went with Custodio.
Nico Custodio for Terra Firma. Then for Northport, they went with Carl Brian Ravanes. Blackwater picking Kim by Kim. And Joseph Alcantara for NLEX. Rain or Shine with Philip Manalang. And then Magnolia passing at the number 6 spot.
And Alaska also did not make a choice, while San Miguel got Greg Flor at number 8. Then Meralco Balls also did not choose. Phoenix was able to get Jerry Pingoy at number 10, TNT MJ Gozum, and Barangay Ginebra. Again, they passed in the earlier round.
And I do believe we are now ready to begin the 6th round. Let's go back down to Carlo P.
Thank you, Magoo. 8 teams can still make their selections here in the 6th round, and we'll start things off with the Terra Firma G.
Terra Firma selects Terrence Tumalip.
Terra Firma going with Terence Tumalip here. And the pride of Bangi, Ilocos Norte. At 6'1", we'll get an opportunity.
Definitely, you look at Terra Firma, they are really making picks right now. They're looking at who they can get. You can see that with the entrance of their picks, they're trying to build a team around these guys, and opportunity for Terence Tumalip.
And with the next pick for round number 6, let's go back to Carlo.
Thank you, Magoo. To make the announcement for Northport, Batang Piare, Sean Anthony.
Northport selects Suraj Adonis El Mirage.
Siraj El Mirab at 6'8". Oh, you gotta love this. A special time for their family.
They're looking at a tall guy that possibly they can develop. Siraj is a guy that you can never doubt height, Coach Ryan.
Of course. Some people don't have it.
Coach Ryan ka na naman nakatingin.
Hindi.
Sinasaktan mo si Coach Ryan eh.
You had to look at me, man. Let's talk about this 6'8" guy. But again, a 6'8" guy who probably will be given an opportunity in practices because of his height. And who knows, these players don't fall off trees. Alam naman natin yan. Kung 6'7", 6'8" ka, may chance ka dito sa ating liga.
Kahit mahulog ka sa puno, nakatapa ka na eh. Okay.
Nakalambitin ka lang.
The third pick of the 6th round is ready.
Next pick here in the 6th round belongs to the Blackwater Bossing.
Blackwater Bossing select Jason Delfinado.
Jason Delfinado from the FEU Tamaraos.
Energy guy, willing to do the work and can score from the outside. We talked about, Coach Rosella being familiar with these FEU guys. And, he's talked about the culture. We talked about bringing in the guys that you're comfortable with. Opportunity for Jason Delfinado.
And you have to understand also the concept of successful teams. It is not just the best players who will be able to make it to the roster. It is the player who fits in the best. So if you are familiar with the system, as what you've mentioned, then chances are you will be able to show what you're made of.
We are at the halfway point of round number 6. Let's go back downstairs.
Let's keep things rolling with the NLEX Road Warriors. Kevin Alas ready to make the announcement.
NLEX Road Warriors select Alberto Torres.
NLEX really loading up here. It's gonna be open season para kina Coach Cheng. Hindi pa pwede mag 5-on-5 eh. Puro individual practice. May papatlo-apat lang eh. Pero pagka nikalima na, rambulan to.
Maganda yan dahil ang daming magkakapwesto rin eh na kinukuha. Maraming mga 2 guards, meron din mga point guards. So you know that there will only be 12 who will eventually survive. But ang importante, tulad ng parati nating sinasabi, yung bang may pagkakataon lang, maski maliit na masilip, baka may silip talaga.
Rain or Shine will be picking next here in the 6th round.
Rain ng Batak will announce a decision for the Rain or Shine Elaso Painters.
The Rain or Shine, Ilaso Painters, pass.
That is going to be the 5th pass. We've got 7 more teams selecting. Dito sa ating 46 PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Carlo, rekta na tayo.
Thank you, Magu. Next selection belongs to the San Miguel Beermen to be announced by Governor Robert Non.
San Miguel picks Jeffrey Manday.
Boss Robert going with Jeffrey Manday. Tandaan natin, first 2 rounds, hindi nga nakapili ang SMB. So they're trying to pick up what they can right now.
And you look at how happy he is. And, you know, it's really a dream to be able to be selected in the PBA draft. And, you know, San Miguel, I think, like we mentioned, because of them being so dominant in the league, is obviously draft picks. It comes later, right? They're always at the end. And so they're trying to dig deep. People have talked about how deep this draft is. They see some potential in this guy.
And with the 7th pick now coming up for round number 6, let's go back to Carlo.
Matthew Wright will make the announcement for the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters.
Phoenix will pass.
So half the teams have now passed here in the 46th PBA draft presented by Gatorade, but we've got half of the field still picking. So let's get right back to it.
Final selection of the 6th round belongs to the TNT Tropang Giga.
Tropang Giga pass.
And that will conclude the 6th round for this 2021 PBA draft. Di pa po tayo tapos. Unang bibitiw live dito sa TV5. 6 rounds in, and we still going. The weeks leading up to this, Coach Argene Dom, sinasabi naman na lahat, this is probably one of the deepest pools we've had in a long while. We're 60 plus into this.
I mean, you can see really a lot of talent coming in the first few rounds. But even in the 5th and the 6th, you can see that the teams and the coaches are seeing things that obviously may not be known to us. And you look at Terra Firma, Northport, Blackwater, and Lex still getting to choosing Tumalip, Siraj, Delfinado, and Torres. And then Rain or Shine, Magnolia, and Alaska passing after that.
And then San Miguel picking Jeffrey Manday as their number 8 selection. And Meralco, Phoenix, TNT, Barangay, Ginebra, they already passed in the previous round. So they were. It is important to understand also that the most number of draftees happened in 2015, wherein 54 draftees were selected. And now, as Magu mentioned, we're now over 60.
60 kay Fidel, 61 sa akin eh. Toss coin tayo.
Okay
60 and a half.
Ako kay Fidel.
Ako rin. Ako rin. So, 7 teams have passed, 5 pa ang nagtatalo-talo dito. Balik tayo kay Carlo.
Thank you, Magu. Welcome to the 7th round of your 46 PBA Gatorade Rookie Draft. Selecting first will once again be the Terra Firma Jeep, represented by Rashawn McCarthy.
Terra Firma Jeep will pass.
And that is going to be the 8th team passing here in our 46 PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Carlo, diretso na natin with Northport.
Thank you, Magu. Next up is Sean Anthony for Northport, Batang Pier.
Northport selects Jonico Rosales.
Jericho Rosales?
Jonico.
Ah, Jonico Rosales.
26-year-old 5'10" guy from Ama University, birthplace is Quezon City. 165 pounds.
You gotta love this moment.
You
dreamed of this all your life, Don.
And you know, you're already getting worried if you're a guy like Johnny Garza. I know, I felt it. I felt it. But you know, for your name to be called, obviously that's one thing. But this is just the first step. Now he's getting an opportunity to be able to go to Northport and show and show the coaches that he's got something for the team.
And also, we were just not able to see it, but team governor Eric Arola was all smiles. But because of the mask, we could not see it.
Tandaan natin mula noon hanggang ngayon, anybody na nakahawak ng basketball ang pangarap pa rin matawag ang pangalan sa PBA. And that is just what happened there. Carlo?
All set to make the announcement for the Blackwater bossing is Basera Mer.
Blackwater pass.
So this will leave now NLEX and San Miguel Beer in this round. Carlo?
Thank you, Magu. Kevin Alas ready to make the announcement for the NLEX Road Warriors.
NLEX Road Warrior pass.
So, 2 team na lang ang natitira. Isa na lang natitira dito sa 7th round. Let's see who San Miguel picks.
Boss Robert Non ready to make the announcement for the San Miguel Beermen.
San Miguel picks Luis Antonio Abaca.
So, the San Miguel Beermen pick Luis Antonio Abaca.
Yes, Anton. You look at him, he is very happy. 23 years old, listed at 5'6", and he went to school in College of St. Benilde, and his birthplace is Manila. I am certain the entire family is very happy.
One of the youngest players, has lots of energy, and Anton Abaca, you know, he's. I saw an interview with Anton Abaca, and you know, he's just look at that smile. He's just, you know, be elated to be able to be picked and be given an opportunity. It's like when they post in high school or in college that there is tryouts, to be able to get that opportunity. This is what he's getting.
And with only 2 teams remaining, diretso na tayo into round number 8.
Let us open the 8th round with Northport, Batang Pier. Once again, Sean Anthony announcing the selection.
Northport Batang Pier select Jed Mendoza.
Northport ain't done just yet. Jonathan Mendoza from QC has been selected.
Also played for University of the East and JRU. So, you know, still very young at 24 years old. And you look at the type of players that have come out from these schools, guys who can dribble, the guys who are aggressive, guys who can really attack the basket, and you know, just it's all out hustle.
I believe you, Dom.
And with the next pick, it'll be the San Miguel Beermen.
That is correct, Magu. The San Miguel Beermen have made their decision, and it will be announced by Governor Robert Non.
San Miguel passes.
So the Beermen will pass here in the 8th round. This will leave just Northport now remaining on the board.
So let us open the 9th round with Northport Batang Pier.
The Northport Batang Pier pass.
And this will conclude the 46th PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Nawala na ako sa bilang. Antayin natin kung ilan yung napili dito.
Questionable yung sayo eh.
But,
62.
It was 62 ba natapos? It was an eventful day. Ang haba nung araw, ang dami napili, ang daming pangarap. Just the mere fact na marinig mo yung pangalan mong matawag, that's just one half of the dream come true. Ngayon, titignan natin ano mangyayaring kasunod.
Ito muna yung ating Gilas Pilipinas Special Draft. The number 1 pick chosen by Terra Firma, Jordan Herring, followed by William Nabarro, picked by Northport, then Chaddi Rangel, NLEX Road Warriors, and then finally JD Tonka from the University of the Philippines, getting picked by TNT.
And then in the first round, to nobody's surprise, it was Joshua Munzone at the top of the board.
And then Jamie Malonzo, Calvin Ortana, and Mikey Williams. 2 of those 4 guys, Coach Ryan, playing for Mighty Sports. And you know, this is what we were talking about. It is something that coaches have to be able to see you play in different levels. We saw the guys who got up high there, guys who played 3x3, guys who played international. You know, because now you can understand what these guys are able to do outside the Philippines. And number 5, Rain or Shine, choosing Santi Santillán.
And in the second round, Barangay Ginebra choosing Brian Enriquez, followed by Blackwater Elite, who chose 2 times, number 2 and number 3. Number 2 was Ray Mark Acuno, and number 3, Joshua Turalba.
Pang-apat dyan was the Alaska Aces with Taylor Brown. Rain or Shine with Frankie Johnson as we now proceed into the 3rd round.
Reverente, Lauren Brill, Andre Paras for Blackwater Bossing, Antonio Bonsubre for the Road Warriors, Kenneth Mocon, brother of JV Mocon, also with Rain or Shine, Magnolia picking RR De Leon, and then Alaska with RK Ilagan.
And then followed by Enriquez, San Miguel, Vasa from Meralco, Yasa, and then Kaduyak Phoenix, Simmons, TNT, and then Barangay Ginebra did not select.
Dito na nagsimula yung mga pass nga. No? Late in that 3rd round was the first pass of the afternoon turning into the evening. We went on here with a lot more picks, but right now, Carla is ready on the floor with this.
Yes, makakakwentuhan natin si Commissioner Willie Marshall about the draft that has just concluded. Grabe, ang lalim ng draft na to. Ang daming talented players na makikita na natin sa PBA. Para sa'yo, gaano ka ka-excited? Kasi alam natin na may elevate talaga yung competition in the next season.
Wala, kasi mali magbilang yung mga nasa taas. Sina Coach Ryan, sina Magu, at si Dominic. 65 ang official, hindi 62. So, 65 po ang na-draft. Excited ako kasi nakita ko ang maglaro itong mga rookies na natin at yung credentials nila talagang maganda. So, mga babakbakan yan. Hindi naman bibigay yung mga veteran natin. So, magandang tong laban na to po. Abangan nyo po kami. Sana po, napayagan na tayo sa Abril. Magsisimula na po ang PBA.
Alam ko ang daming nag-aabang for more PBA action. Excited na sila. Ano ba yung maaasahan na, ano ba yung mga aabangan ng mga PBA fans?
Yun, ito po, maglalaro na po kami. Kung papayagan po tayo, 2 conferences, Double round po yung second conference. Baka po may imports. So, balik na po PBA. Abangan niyo po kami.
At marami rin mga talented 3x3 players na nakita nating pumasok sa liga. Alam ko, isa yan sa aabangan. So, can we just tell the fans a bit more about that?
O nga pala, sorry, nakalimutan ko yung 3x3. 3x3 po, bago innovation po ng PBA na pinamumunuan po ni Chairman Dickie Bachman ng 3x3, at least 5 to 6 players ang madadagdag po sa atin. 12 to 16 teams. So, kulang-kulang na 100 players po ang madadagdag at mabibigyan natin ng trabaho.
Maraming salamat po, Commissioner Willie. Congratulations on the successful draft. Back to you, Magu.
Thank you, Carla. Yan po ang napakagandang balita mula kay Boss Kong Willie Marshall. Mali ang bilang ni Ryan.
I want to apologize to Commissioner Willie Marshall. Pagdating kasi sa numero, alam naman natin yan eh. Ang galing sa numero ni Commissioner Willie Marshall. 65. Ang previous record natin was in 2015, 54 yung na-draft ng PBA.
So, dyan po nagtatapos ang 46th PBA draft presented by Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Standby lang kayo. TV5, One Sports, PBA Rush, sa mga sokmed ng One Sports, pati na rin sa ESPN website para po makabalita tayo sa mga pinakamainit, pinakabago na dapat nating malaman tungkol sa liga ng ating bayan. Hopefully, in April, magkita-kita na naman tayong lahat sa pagbubukas nga ng 2021 season ng ating Philippine Basketball Association. Sa ngalan po ni Dominic Uy, Coach Ryan Gregorio, Carlo Pamintuan, Carla Lizardo, sa lahat ng bumubuo ng ating squad, Sports 5, pati Signal, Magumarjan po, nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood at umihiling sa inyo ng isang magandang gabi.